Yes, let's go. This is Jupiter from Manlius, New York, and I am here with Carl and Z, and we are getting ready to finally get to the finals. How excited are you guys?
How long we've been working on this? Was this brainchild of about 6 months?
Yeah, brainchild of about 6 months, and
Yeah, I'm good to go, man.
man, this is crazy. When I first started this way back for school, it was not it was a pipe dream, right? Everybody was like, "You're crazy, you can't do this," and it's like here we are, we're at the end, and we did it. And we have two awesome players that are going to get to play with us for the finals. And we had a ton of awesome players throughout the whole event. Just to give you guys a heads up, the fourth place match has been played. And breaking news is the first time you should be hearing about this, but Ugluk came out on top of Fierza, 2-1. It was a very good game. The video will be up shortly after we get done with all this, and we get this up as well. But we wanted to have something to break to the people who tuned in early, so there you go. Congratulations to Ugluk on an intense game. It's definitely worth watching. I don't know if Carl has got to see it yet, but it will be up tonight. But with that said, we have two decks that we're gonna go over here. We're still waiting on Z. Is Z back yet?
Well, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, you're here.
I'm right here.
All right, you guys ready to take over the commentary, or do you want to talk about this thing called the SAK?
Let's get some sack talk.
Yes, let's talk about the sack.
Let's talk some sack.
Short adaptive key forging is January 9th, same time that we've normally been running it, 11 a.m. Eastern. No clue what that is. Your Carl time.
It's 4. It's the same time.
Yeah.
4 p.m. GMT, 5 p.m. GMT +1, or Central Europe.
Yeah.
We're looking to hit our goal. Our goal is 150 a month. We got real close last month at 110, which was a step up from basically 90 on our first event.
Mm-hmm.
We're slowly getting to where we think we would like to be on our monthlies, providing people a competitive Keyforge venue per se. So it's $10. Short adaptive, no deck restrictions. We discussed that. Sure. Bring whatever you want.
This is the one I'm excited about. Short adaptive is my bag. I'm a big fan of best of one adaptive. I just think it's such a wild skill set. It's so difficult.
It's very, very different. In total, I think it's probably the form of Keyforge I personally have the least amount of experience with. I've played maybe 10 games of it total. It's not adaptive. It's not the same thing.
You don't play it for fun. This is it. You don't play it for fun. It's super intense. It's you don't think, right, I'm going to relax with a quick game of Keyforge and rock up into a best of one adaptive. But yeah, it's cool, man. I enjoy the format.
Yeah, this is where card interactions and knowing what cards do and how they interact with each other and houses and how they communicate to each other is the person that has that knowledge has a huge advantage in the short adaptive format, I think. And it's interesting because bidding chains seems to be the one thing that nobody has a real super grasp on, right? Like chain bidding is a pretty intense thing, and this puts you right into that if you both pick the same deck.
I think it's it. The people that do well with short adaptive are the people that can break the game down into X's and O's. Just literally seeing it as a spreadsheet, and coming out with a number at the end of it. It's it's not just that you've got 2 minutes to do it. So yeah, it's quite intense, quite stressful, but at the same time, I genuinely think it's super super fun.
Oh, hey, my son's in chat. Hey, Tristan, how you doing? He's tuning into me as always. What a good son. But all right, so let's go ahead and I think we've put our piece out for this. We'll plug it again before the end of the show, I'm sure. But we have basically 25 minutes till the main event. But I'm going to switch over to the web browser here, and we're going to talk about the two participants. The first one we'll talk about is KiiVii from Germany, from the Hamburg Atlanteans. They had 4 people in the league this year. All of them played super well. They had 3 in one group, which was kind of unfortunate, but that's what happens when you are basically being dominant in the pre-qualifiers, which they were. The 3 decks that KiiVii has to choose from were Uv, the usually dirty, Cryptomedes, the spawn of Given Finder, and Nadine Techno, Antichi di Voltabello. So put your bets on what deck KiiVii is going to take to the finals. But I'll tell you right now, I have not seen him play Nadine at all this season. So that's one that it would be interesting if he chose, but he didn't. And he is going with his usual suspect. He is going with Uve, the usually dirty. I'm failing at this control tab thing now. There we go. I'm learning, folks. Sorry. All right, so there you guys go. You guys go ahead and break down what you see here and tell us what you think is going to happen with this deck.
For sure. So just a quick one on KiiVii. So KiiVii's Vincent from Germany. Yeah, like Jupiter said, he's one of the Hamburg Atlanteans, and somebody I spent quite a lot of time with. So yeah, obviously a very high level player in Europe. Met him when he came second in the Vault Tour in Nuremberg. He lost out to Dunk in the Pink Floyd. So yeah, Vincent certainly he made his way through the qualifiers into the KeyForge Premier League, and I knew he was going to do particularly well. So yeah, it's good to see him in the final. And it's good to see him playing Uve. He's obviously played Uve quite a lot throughout the league, which is he's sticking to what he knows, and he's obviously done very well with it as an adaptive deck. But if we're seeing Uve for the first time, it does have but both players seem to have brought similar decks with relatively low raw amber and relatively high creature. But when you're talking about Uve, you're talking about controlling the board. He does have significantly more amber, even though it's only a 3 with his artifact control. You'll see in a second when we talk about the second deck, it's significantly more than the other deck. But he's all about getting creatures on that board and making that sweet amber. So straight off the bat,
I like Uve for this play. As far as what I'm seeing at Uve, I'm not actually seeing like that difficult of a deck to play. But one of the things that I found, which is super important in adaptive, which I knew before the event, but even during, it's very important to win game one. And this is a deck that this would do very well in open competitive play. Checks all the boxes, has good amber control. It's going to generate amber, can control the board, can destroy artifacts, has a nice speed, so you're not going to get stuck into a lot of lull 2/2/2s or whatnot because you've got a lot of ways to get out of that. So it has a high chance to win game one, which when it comes to the bidding, even if you do go to bidding, if you win game one, you have the advantage in the bidding because you can choose to go first if you end up with a lot of chains. So I like this as a deck. I don't think it's got a lot of potential and play decisions with the archiving, but I don't see. There's some stuff in here that can go off if you see it. So I guess if you don't see that it can go off, you could be missing some optimal plays, but I don't see a lot of like hidden combos here.
No, it's certainly not a combo deck. It's a tools deck, isn't it? There's plenty of stuff that it's got tools that help you get through the games. You double your Eureka, doubling your chance of getting that as a first card.
Well, and because of the doubles and the triples and the archiving, it's going to do exactly what it does every game.
It's going to do well, yeah, sure.
Which is super important. It's going to be a very consistent deck.
We've seen that one miasma as well be relatively clutch. It's sort of a card that doesn't get as much play anymore, but it's just that one card that can slow people down to a point where it doesn't even become a pain. It becomes like a significant game swing. And we've seen that happen a couple of times with this deck in the tournament. That miasma's been.
We've been able to miasma and then go into a huge Ronnie turn or a huge orbital bombardment Mars and the Amber turn. Like either of those turns, being able to be set up with miasma first out of your logos. Because like in Logos, it's AOA, so in Logos you have basically no amber control. The two helper bots kind of solve that problem.
For sure. And he's only rocking one upgrade, but it's arguably one of the best upgrades with Brainstem and Tema. So depending on what he decides to do with Brainstem in this game, we all know what Brainstem can do by making creatures more effective. And again, it's a relatively high artifact count, but when you look at the artifacts that he actually has with Scientifical Hacked, Invasion Portal, Mother Gun, Skeleton Key, again, mid-range artifacts. They're not ultra combo-y. They're not things that are going to win games. They're just things that help the deck sort of just do what it needs to do. So again, it's if you get the deck, you see the deck. It's I don't want to use the phrase autoplay because it's certainly not an autoplay deck, but at the same time, there's nothing hidden that I see. Maybe I'm wrong.
So
All
far, so
right.
far for this year, like that I've watched, you've been get played many of times. The deck is just efficient. It plays well. It always
It
has
just goes, yeah.
has cards to play. He's going to work the heck out of the logo suite because it's made to be worked. Obviously, the Neutron Shark has been huge for him. Like Neutron Shark is just such a great card in logos. The brainstem antenna on the right in the right circumstance also gives him a burst that his deck could possibly need with the relatively low raw amber. The Ronnies are Ronnies, and he has three of them. There's one of the best cards in AOA. The Skeleton Key gives him an out with the Scientific Hack, like almost any turn if he needed to use it. I've seen him do that. But all in all, like Vincent just pilots this deck very, very well, and he's very familiar with it. The double Eureka means that he probably wants to see that first turn. That's one of the better first turn plays in the game. So tempo, advantage, and just basically pressure. Like, right, those are the three things I think that this deck is trying to do, and I think that if he can do that, he would be well on his way to where he wants to be.
One thing I really do like with this deck is the zero disruption. Because the last thing you want to be doing with the best will in the world, if you end up not playing Oov and you really want to play Oov, I mean, I'm a huge fan of playing adaptive or whether it be best of one or best of three with a zero disruption deck, because the last thing you want to do is lose that deck and end up playing against some tricky cards, and disruption with it, even though it's super powerful, again, I do see disruption as being really, really dependent on the look of the draw. So I mean, it's fine if all the disruptions sat at the bottom. I know you can say that about Amber Control as well, but disruption's the one thing that can really make a game swingy. And you'll see in a second as well with the other deck that disruption is relatively low, and you can see. Yeah, I know there was we talked about, was it Stefano's deck, the famous Jenka deck, Brig Jenka, and all the other stuff, which was a phenomenally high disruption, and it worked against him as much as it did for him. So I mean, yeah, I'm just a big fan of not bringing too much disruption to a game where you might not be using that deck because you don't want it to work against you.
Yeah, no doubt. And so we're going to get to the next contestant. The next contestant here is Dammat96 out of Italy. He plays for, it looks like this hasn't been refreshed, but I know that Carl refreshed it, so that's on my bad. But he plays for the auto cannons. He made a switch recently, so let me see. Let me refresh that so he knows that we did care about him.
For sure. Yeah.
And,
I was made aware and I updated that. So yeah, for sure.
So there you go, auto cannons. He made a switch mid-season. I guess Da Vinci kind of got absorbed by the auto cannons or not. I don't know the full story, but three decks that he's been playing all season is Vita Hook, KJ, Moral Learn, and Whisperia. But he's been on Whisperia like almost every game I've seen him play. So I'm assuming that he's comfortable there, and that's what we're going to see him play as he has committed to Whisperia. And here is his deck. I'll let you guys go ahead and dissect what you see here.
Well, I mean, I'll start if you want to see some of the things that I addressed in Vincent's deck with Oov. We know that Vincent's got some significant artifact control. But if we talk about the actual deck itself and what's that artifact control going to actually be used against, we've got a Dominator Bauble, an Auto Encoder, a Fish and Bloom, a Font at the End, an Orb of Wonder. So for me, I mean, that Auto Encoder could be a big play for Dammat and for Whisperia. So if we're looking at getting rid of some artifacts, that's probably what I'd be using that 3 on. And we can see here with Dammat and Whisperia, he has no artifact control. But between the 4 that Vincent had, I don't think that's necessarily going to be a huge detriment in this matchup. We can see some solid amber control, relatively low expected amber, but again the speed is certainly wouldn't want to expect it to be, or the efficiency to be much lower than that. So, but there has been a little bit more disruption brought, largely around those 3 Infernuses, which, I mean, if people have heard me speaking, I've got my own views on Infernus and it being in mass mutation, but we'll skip past that and we'll glide past that. And again, a really, really low raw amber count with a relatively high creature count. So again, it's not an easy deck to play by any stretch of the imagination. It's not just playing actions and playing pips, which is going to make a deck easier for somebody else to play if they get it as part of the bid. So it is all on the board. The amber's all on the board. So what we're seeing that drops on the board.
So you just, based on the matchup you're seeing, do you think we're just going to be seeing game 3 with UV?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, if we get into the summary straight away, yeah, I see. I mean, there's a swing. There's some swing here. There's obviously a little more control in Whisperia. Those three Infernuses and the 3 Sins can do stuff.
But with the 3 Infernuses, UV's raw is only 9.
Yeah, for sure.
Whisperia's raw is only 7. So you actually have like probably half as many pips to target as a normal matchup. Because I would say a normal matchup, you're going to see 25 pips between both players, and here you're only seeing 16.
For sure, but in obviously with UV we saw a significantly higher efficiency, so we might see those nine pips twice. We just don't know if we're looking at the two. I mean, if you're asking me to make a snap decision before we've even really gone to this,
even if you saw it twice, what I'm saying is like your Infernus's value is going to go down over time. So if you do hit to the point where you're cycling, there's less targets by far. So I just don't know.
Here's the argument for the strength of bringing a low pip deck to a best of three adaptive tournament then, because if you're coming up against things like Infernuses, which, let's tell the truth, we know they are all over the place in mass mutation, bringing a low pip count's a really good strategy.
Well, yeah, I mean, Worlds Collide, Mass Mutations, both of them are running Infernuses left and right. They're good cards. It's just is what it is.
Yeah, and they're just going to eat those 3 pip cards to pieces. Though those Gloriana's attendants that have put 3 amber pips on a Reclaim by Nature. It's Infernus fodder, isn't it? So
yeah, and then in UV having 2 hard R answers to a deck that, like, most of the speed of Whisperia is the auto encoder, because a lot of these cards you do want to discard to push your speed to get back to the cards you want. Because there's a lot of these Logos cards you don't necessarily want to play all the time because you want to live in Dis and Sanctum.
Yeah, for sure.
So discarding them to the auto encoder is high value, but if your auto encoder gets blown up, that looks real bad. So it'd be interesting to see if this doesn't go to a game 3. I would expect that.
I'd expect it to go to a game 3. I don't think this can handle, given regardless of the experience that somebody might have playing UV. I just don't see how.
Well, and then that goes back to what I was saying. Like, I feel it is super important that you bring a deck that has a greater than even chance to win game 1. And this is a good deck. I just don't like a lot of the decks that I saw in the event. I don't see this winning game 1 that often.
No, for sure. Well, we saw 2 decks with high creature counts, so maybe that standardized testing is good. I've not really done too much analysis against the actual strengths of the creatures that are. I can see obviously the creature counts because decks of Keyforge is a phenomenal tool to do that. But that standardized test, I think the 2 standardized testings could end up playing quite a big part. The diametric charges, I mean, that's obviously the 3 cards there that out of the 7 pips that Dammat's going to have. There's 3 of them on diametric charges. Again, they're probably going to play a part.
Causal Loop, they're normally really good against Mars, but like 3 of his creatures have armor, so that's.
Yeah,
I mean,
Causal
powers are super low.
Causal Loop, Cyberclone, is just Munching, Infomorph. They're all just getting binned for me to auto encoder. Discombobulator is going to be a big piece of work. Actually, there's something we've not addressed. Discombobulator with the Ronnies could really be something that slows UV down.
Yeah, but what are you landing them on? I guess some of your Sanctum dudes.
Some of your Sanctum dudes, you've got a couple of big disc creatures. One of those Infernuses could handle a Discombobulator for a couple of turns. I don't know. Again, it's all speculative, but I think that it could be something that slows UV down.
It is important to note that he couldn't actually easily answer Discombobulator from Shadows. He probably has to answer it out of house, because between Nerve Blast, Throwing Stars, Whistling Darts, unless Knuckles Bolton is already on the bowl, like sure. It's not likely you're answering Champion and Nafiel front. Like, you're not going to answer from Shadows. So
yeah, you're going to get a turn out. You're going to get it looks likely to get a turn at least out of Discombobulator. It's just about when it pops up, and 2 when it gets played. So yeah, because out of house in Shadows, you're not, unless there's something on the board already. You're going to have all 3 of those cards in your hand between Throwing Stars, Whistling Darts, and Nerve Blast just to get rid of the Discombobulator. I know that's going to give you a few amber off the back of those cards as well. But I mean, if you've got a full hand of shadows with those three and then a couple of Ronnies, I mean, highly unlikely. But what a turn that'd be.
Yeah.
So I honestly, from what I've seen from Whisperia, I think that Cyberclone is a very clutch card for him in this matchup, and him using it to basically remove the things that he needs to remove from Vincent's deck, like the Neutron Sharks and things like that. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think that I kind of lean towards Uve winning game one as well. But I've seen.
Oh, I'm going to get off the fence. I'm not even going to say leaning. For me as a matchup, Uve beats Whisperia 95 out of 100 times, regardless of who's playing them.
It'd be interesting.
I'm not gonna say regardless of who's playing them.
That was I did wince as I said that.
Let's put Jupiter on Uve and then see.
Oh yeah, who's
okay? Maybe I won't quite go that far, but no, I mean, come on, let's tell the
I'm
truth.
just
Two high class players like that we have today. Uve wins 95% of the time.
I won my match this week.
Well done, you. Well done, man. I didn't. I got absolutely obliterated.
So far in the 2 leagues I'm in, I've only lost 1 game, so it's not too bad. Doing okay.
Yeah.
But trying to build my street cred since I usually am doing this side of it, so I don't get to play as much. But I've been having fun, and Z was nice enough to draft me onto his team. So
forget that, man. I've never played in a competitive tournament. Are you kidding? I have no street cred because I never get to play.
Oh, Code is semi-competitive.
I think I'm gonna have to drop out of KFPL just so I can play in a qualifier and try and get some of this cred back.
Yeah, I thought about that too. No, but no, I just
well done, Z. It's all down to you for season 2, buddy.
All right. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and go to a quick be right back screen, and we'll stay live talking, but we're going to basically just have convo with the chat. If you have questions about the tournament, Z and Carl will be glad to hit them up. So Cammy B, you ask what tournament is this? This is the finale of the Keyforge Premier League. But I'm gonna go quiet for a second, and I'm gonna go make sure the guys are ready. I know they're setting stuff up, so I will be right back as soon as we're ready to start.
Cool. So yeah, let's give a bit of background then for the tournament, because we're assuming that people know what the tournament is that have jumped on. But for those that haven't, I mean, it's been a huge amount of work. And all credit, now that Jupiter's quiet, I will say it, so he can't get involved. But all credit to Jupiter so it certainly was his brainchild in the start, and even though it came out of a project that he was doing for school, and he kindly asked a few of us to get involved. It sort of grew arms and legs very, very quickly to a point where there was a lot of people that wanted to play, a lot of people that were invited to play. It changed its iterations maybe 2 or 3 times in the actual lead up to the league as we know it now. But I mean, I'll let you say exactly the same because I'm sure you will, Z. But the position that we're in now after season 1, and not just with the league itself, but with the supplementary parts of the league and the sponsorship from certain people in the community and all this good stuff, it's mind blowing.
Yeah, when he first reached out to me, it kind of like laid out what his plan was, and I thought about it for a while because it's obviously a huge time investment. I've got a bunch of other things going on with things that I'm involved in. And yeah, like I talked to him about it. I talked about what I think it could be, and I was like, look, if I come on, this is what I'm going to try to work towards and try to make this thing a thing. And here we are. It's been, I don't know how many qualifiers we did. I don't know how many exactly weeks it's been. We've had 2 monthly events. All of these things are people that are showing up and wanting to play Keyforge. So that's fantastic. It's fantastic to see people excited about Keyforge and engaging with the game and the community. So like that's one of the reasons why I did sign on and invest the time, because I want to see people playing this game and I want it to go away. I think it's better than any card game that I'm aware of being out there or have played before.
For sure, man. And I think that's the thing with it being quite. I mean, it's sort of becoming a cliche now, but talking about how strange of a year 2020's been. But I mean, it obviously has, and we've had no real life organized play. I think the whole premise of this was to try and keep people playing in competitive Keyforge. It was fine that we had TCO and who do a phenomenal job with the community by doing what they do. But we wanted to create this regular competitive platform much like a Vault Tour or a Vault Warrior series or whatever we're looking at, to keep people. It's all about being invested, because I mean we could have all just sat there with the decks that we had and carried on playing in casual tournaments and just hoped and waited for a real life Vault Tour to turn up in a year or 2 years time or however long they might be. But we wanted to keep that competitive side going, So, so it's very, very clearly, and Jupiter's done a phenomenal amount of work on the media side of things, and I've tried to sit in the background and just support with the tournament side of things, and obviously that's now the amount of people that we've got involved has grown as well. So it again, I don't want to gush too much, but it's going incredibly, and the tournaments, man, the actual feedback, and the last one. Let's put a cap on the last one with the charity and the amount of donations that we actually managed to do in the name of sort of the KeyForge community to Doctors Without Borders. As we started
the community and the players, being able to pitch in, sign up, and then get the $1,400 donated to Doctors Without Borders, and it was just going to be $1,100, and then a couple of people pitched in extra, and then the winner of the whole damn thing donated all of their winnings to the charity. So for sure.
Irie Daly, we'll say at this point, Irie Daly. So again, he's one of the Hamburg Atlanteans as well. So he's on the same team as KiiVii. Just turned around and said, "No, give the winnings to charity." I mean, what a gentleman, what a champion. It's incredible, absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I'm back, and this year has been fantastic. It's been great. I am super excited that I got to work with Carl and Z, and they dealt with my my old self and my backwards ways. But I've learned a lot this season, and I learned a lot just in the process of learning this stuff, right? And the reason I asked Carl in the first place was because he has the experience with this stuff, right? And I knew that I was in over my head, so grabbing Carl was a very, very important thing to me, and that's what also part of the reason why I put KFPL under the CKM network, because Carl is just as much a part of this as I am. So and Z has been amazing too. He's just as much a part of it. That's why we came up with what we came up with. So they can say all they want about what I did. I did do some good amount of work, but they did just as many important things as I did. I grinded, but they did the reality checks and the mental make sure that we weren't falling behind or doing craziness. So I am very appreciative of you guys, and thank you for the kind words. But you guys are just as much a piece of this now. So
I love the fact that you're sort of positioning that the mental checks and the reality checks needed, like they don't happen anymore. They're still very much a thing.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They're not a thing of the past for sure.
I'm a crazy old dude, and I don't know technology. So so you do deal with
Jupiter puts my degree in psychology to test every week.
Yeah,
that's
my job.
Yeah.
But,
you know what? We're coming off the KeyForge path here, but I didn't know you had a degree in psychology. I've got the same.
Yeah.
I did mine in psychology as well.
Yeah.
So maybe
that's not the only way that this was going to work, Carl.
This is good. See,
that's incredible.
Two shrinks and an old planet. There we go.
Sounds like a TV show.
Two shrinks and an old planet.
It's true. I am old. I'm 44 years old, so I'm an old fart. But here we go. All right, so we got the guys. They are ready. I'm gonna run this Twitch intro one more time, and then we'll get right into this game, and we will let the festivities begin. I wanted it to be closer to 3:30, and we've killed the time. So since that's the time we said it would start, so let's run this intro, and we'll get right back to it. So we'll be right back. And here we go. We're going live. Here's the game. They have their hands drawn, and I bring back Carl and Z now. And we are set to go. I am going to kind of be in the background. I'm going to be kind of trying to keep up with what they are talking about. And so I won't be saying much unless I have something really, really crazy to say, which happens. But for the most part, Carl and Z will be driving from here, and we'll talk in between the two games. So good luck to all of you guys, and let's do this.
All right, we've got Uv on the bottom with KiiVii running that, and on top you have Dammat running Wisperia. I think it's Dammat. I don't know. Jupiter says damn it. I don't know.
I'm not sure. He's Italian. We're probably absolutely butchering it. So if we are, we do apologise. But I'm going to stick with damn it or Dammat.
All right.
I'll probably say it different every time, so don't judge me.
Just saying he's doing the traditional good luck, have fun, and all that.
Yeah, a bit of
We
backslapping.
can't see what the hand was, but we just saw a mull on Dammat. You're on the play, so that makes sense. You've got that free card. Good mull, because you got your auto encoder. Even with the double hard R, any value he gets out of that is fantastic.
Dear. Okay, so we can't call these both. I think they both got the first turns that they wanted. So yeah, Dammat got his encoder and KiiVii straight into a Eureka. Now obviously we don't.
And getting to actually land a card afterwards, because anyone that's ever played Eureka, Crucible seems to auto archive your logos.
yeah. So we've seen the first standardized testing come out. It's only taken the one creature. I mean, it's a fair creature to want to be taken with the Titan Librarian, but at the same time, it's I think it's more by necessity than anything, and puts himself out with an
Titan Librarian gives him. I mean, that's part of the engine to keep pushing. I mean, that's pure value.
Playing very quickly. I mean, he's obviously not nervous by the occasion, because that was a very, very quick slide by Dammat.
First Helper Bot trigger to go into Hidden Stash for Crazy F. Almost on key already. That's another thing to be considered, like based on the way the Amber Control works in Dammat's deck. If you can get on key fast enough, frequently enough, Infernuses aren't fast enough to purge. There's not going to be pips, as we talked about.
Yeah, for sure. No, we can see Dammat's actually making some big board progress with his Sanctum turn, dropping a Font of the Iron and Orb of Wonder with Orb of Wonder with Gorvenel. But again, he's still not. He's not making that Amber. And with a
there's the first one we're going to see. We're going to see Destroy Them All. Takes out Gorvenal and goes for the Orb of Wonder. Interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, the biggest combo you can hit with Orb of Wonder is probably the Infernus Hysterias.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't think I care about that based on the stuff we talked about.
Maybe he's trying to get rid of the Cyberclone as well, the idea of a Cyberclone, because of the Stem Rager with the Brainstem.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a choice that I'm certainly not totally against. I'd like to speak to him about what drove him. If we speak to him at the end, what drove him to go for that over the auto encoder. But I mean, it's a fair play. I think we spoke about the auto encoder being the target for that hard R, but no, fair play. He's obviously in a good position, good strong board state.
I mean, there's always a chance that Shark can hit both of the two on swing back around. I just definitely would have put the auto encoder first. It's
for sure.
Most of the F in that deck is that card.
Right? Yeah, for sure. And not tonight. It's just said Orb is amazing. Yeah, we're not arguing the strength of Orb. Orb is
as good as what you can do in a max in turn. I think.
I was just going to say it's that we spoke about. It seemed like a lot of what Dammat was going to try and do with Wisperia was around that encoder and the archiving. So I mean, yeah, I'm certainly not sitting here and saying Orb's a bad card. It's a phenomenal card. It just looked like encoder played a little more into potentially what his strategy might be.
Helper bot.
Whistling Doors, interesting. I think that's maybe
just thinning the hand. He must not want to go Shadows next.
For sure. Clear that hand. Single Shadows card in his hand. Clear that hand. Get the Amber. So 7-0. Both have relatively strong boards. I'd certainly prefer KiiVii's at this position, but there we go. So there's the first Infernus. So that's going to take KiiVii off check, depending on what he takes out of discard. What we're looking at. So
Yeah,
they destroy
there's
the
that's crazy. There are 12 cards and discards right now, and there are only 3 pips
Yeah, for sure.
total.
So it's that
Like,
darts and stash. I mean, would you? Yeah, you've got to take 2 to take him off check. It's the Eureka and the stash, maybe.
yeah, Eureka and Stash. I don't care about Whistling Darts.
Well, I was looking at it as the amber. Yeah, I was just looking at the amber pip. That was all. I mean, if you're on 6, I'm taking destroy them all every time. You know, I'm taking one of the pips and destroy them all. But at this point, you've got to take 2 for sure.
Yeah.
What are the risks of taking 2 and giving him a Martian generosity though?
He did decide to
Mhm.
Martian General. What?
You're talking about Martian generosity.
Isn't there? Oh no, never
No.
mind. I'm thinking of a different deck. Sorry.
So Dammat we just missed Dammat's turn, so we went into a double doom to take out the small Dim Ranger, and
Oh,
then
he
hit the
didn't
shop.
forge because he was playing Waking Nightmare. We hadn't seen that yet.
Yeah, there we
Okay.
go. So with the Infernus, he did take the destroy them all in Eureka. So yeah, for sure. That's if you've got something to deal with the key value or the key cost, then for sure destroy them all.
I think if he has Shark available to him, we see it now because he does need to kill Pride. The sins can get real good if they're awarded.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
So
talking to someone
Pride is kind of a kill on sight creature.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I've been playing a 7 sins deck for quite some time, and Pride. You get Pride out, you are on your way to winning, to doing at least doing phenomenally well. So KiiVii goes with an Igor. We don't know what he takes, but he's playing the lab work. We don't know what he archives, and then it reaps with 2 helper bots.
Ooh, Pride lived. Interesting.
Pride did live. I mean, he's gone into dis. It's just, I mean, was he taking the chance that he didn't have maybe the other 2, or at least Gluttony in hand? He's only got 3, so. Surprise fighting. So yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm assuming there's no other sins in hand.
Oh, he might be a Stary here because he killed stuff. He doesn't. He killed the 2 helper bots because if he has Hysteria, he doesn't want him to play helper bot. Yeah.
Yeah, good call. Well seen. So yeah, Hysteria back into 2 Infernuses.
See, the thing is, does he have enough pips in discards to get him off key? No, he doesn't. God, so weird. Like this is not unfair. Like this is the playground that Infernus did not want to show up in. But like he's gonna super thin a deck. But the question is, does he?
It's thin your own, surely.
Is the second Infernus hit your own? Because like Double Doom is an empirically bad card. Like Infomorph doesn't do anything. I don't know. It's interesting.
I think of the 2, of the 3 in there.
Or do you
the Gorvenel maybe? I don't know. What am I thinking that was in helper bots? Maybe you hit both helper bots. You don't want them coming back.
He's doing a good job of mixing up his purge on his opponent because he's got 2 Mars, 2 Shadows, 2 Logos. So he's not helping like the hand distribution going forward in the game, which I see a lot of people do. They'll purge out all of one person's house and then not understand what it means if your opponent's only playing 2 houses. Like it's probably, I mean, because you're just going to be outcarded if you cycle. They're going to have 4 card turns the rest of the game. I still think I'm targeting my own deck here. Yep, he did it. Infomurph, and he went for one of his standardized testing.
I get the standardized testing. I mean, I
could see KiiVii Double Doom, I guess, because if you want to live in dis at some point.
Yeah, I think maybe
I hate that card. I just hate it. So
I mean, that's it. I'd take standardized testing over Double Doom, and well, not any day, but most days. You know, most of the time. There's certain clutch situations which obviously Double Doom's better.
Well, he has another standard session, so that's probably the key force logic there. So this is not a great spot. Plays the Igor. Still fishing for the Shark, probably, unless it got archived by Eureka.
It's a big old archive that he's got now. What could he be digging for in? What's going to help him? He could go for that Archimedes sitting next to the Eureka. Hope both go, and then you've got a big shark turn from your archives, maybe.
I'm guessing a lot of his shadows is probably in archives because he's just not getting
Well,
anything to play them
4
against.
of those archives were random, though.
Yeah, he hasn't chosen any of the archive. That's the thing. So it could literally be anything.
He's chosen some. Only 4 of them are random.
Oh, you got the hidden stash, didn't he?
Yeah.
What was the other one? Lab work. Hidden stash and lab work.
Yeah. So he chose 2, and the 4 were random. And this is a big turn here.
Oh dear, this is a big Sin's turn. So he's dropped the wrath, dropped the gluttony. He's going to ward that gluttony, and he's going to take the 3 amber off the infernus and the gluttony next turn. 4 amber.
Yeah, because you get the.
Oh, it came in real front of the eye. No, why did it come in? It came in ready.
What?
Or did gluttony come in last turn? It must have done.
Yeah, came in last turn.
Yeah, it came
the
in
only
last
thing he
turn.
played
Sorry,
this turn was wrath.
Yeah, for sure. So he came in last turn. He's played the front of the eye to capture onto gluttony and take an extra amber. So yeah, things are looking tough for KiiVii. Dammat in a really good position now. But he does get to forge that key.
Yeah, and now Shark's value is way lower.
0. Yeah, it's 0. So he wants some Ronnies. I mean, it was at least a couple of Ronnies here at this point in the archive would be a welcome play, I'm sure.
Well, this turn you need
2 Ronnies.
I don't know, like even going into shadows and damaging for the wards, all the wards will just pop right back up next turn.
For sure, yeah. There's no way to get rid of that. That pride has to go. If that's the play you're going for, that pride has to go. And you're not doing that out of shadows. You're not doing that out of anything.
Here's the shadows, and he doesn't call the archive. I'm really curious. This is where I would love to know what, like, the hands-on thing, because, like, what is in your archive that you're not calling it on this?
In the archive, but also it don't look like he's going to have enough to take him off with what he's got left in his hand. So he's stealing the 2 with the first Ronnie.
Throwing stars, and then I don't know. He's got 4 cards
That's
left.
it. Yeah, that's unless he meant to take his archive. I'm not sure.
Oh, their blast can deal 2 damage to.
For sure. So he does take him off. Okay. You just say there, can he be saying he might be archiving the house he doesn't want to play?
That's fine, but 4 out of 6 of the cards are random, so it's not
66% that he hasn't chosen. So it's either that he's got lucky and he's in a house that he doesn't want to play in archives, which, I mean, he's played all 3 houses at the minute, so I don't know which of that'd be. Or he's got a real horrible mixture of cards in his archive where he doesn't see the value of bringing them back.
I mean, I think the only house we haven't seen called recently is Mars.
Mars, yeah, he played Mars.
We have not seen him call Mars with the 6 cards.
No, for sure. So he's gone into Sanctum, which is I mean, he's clearly looking at the deck and saying there's no hard creature control that's going to take those big disc.
I think I still would have gone disc, generated 4, and rewarded the pride, because, like, if you get into a situation where, because as we just said, like, there's just not a lot going on that can happen.
I mean, depending, we don't know what's in hand. We don't know what damage.
Here it is. He called Logos and called Archive. So
yeah,
I'm expecting to at least see the Shark, which is why I would have wanted my disc dudes to be warded right now. But there's only 3 cards in draw.
And both helper bots are out too. So
there's Medes, Pip. There's going to be a Smoko somewhere. So maybe a Smoko and Shark comes down. I mean, you get the value out of those 4, I suppose. If you could take out the
Well, you don't want to kill Smoko, because then there's one less chance you can get a kill, because it'll hit the top of your deck.
Yeah, for sure.
Here's the Shark.
There's the call. That's what I just said might be happening. So the Shark hits the Pride, which is the first shout. What's next?
Gluttony.
The Gluttony's. Oh, the Grey Rider's a big shout. The Grey Rider's next for me.
No, he got Gluttony.
He got Gluttony.
With Fawn of the Eye, that's steal. That's constant steal. You have to get rid of Gluttony.
Oh yeah, for sure. You gluttony now for me it's Rider. Now it's Grey Rider. A Grey Rider behind a taunt is a horrible thing to see. Or the encoder? Oh, okay. Yeah, he's gone the encoder.
Yeah, he got the encoder.
Yeah.
So he knew all of his deck was not logo.
Mm-hmm. So
and
again,
he put
we
Shark
saw
back in his archives. That was huge there.
So we saw a huge swing into Dammat, who was looking. I mean, he was looking with a really strong warded disboard. And now we've seen it swing back again. So again, I think it's relatively even at this point. Obviously,
See, again, that's exactly why in the previous turn I would have just played the dis, generated my 4 Amber, and be like, "Look, your deck has so few answers to these 3 creatures being warded. Good luck."
Sure. Yeah, I'm certainly not going to sit here and say that that's the right play, but that's what I'd have done. I think.
Yeah, like I think there's no way to know what's going to happen. I just know that's what I would like. That's my thought process in that play.
And the beauty, I mean,
players, so
we've got the beauty of retrospect on our side as well. So we can see things as we could say it after it's happened. But yeah, I mean, keeping those disc creatures and those sins on the board for me would have been a clutch play, I think. So into Dammat, what have we not seen much of Dammat? So let's have a look at. We've not seen a lot of Sanctum.
Logos called in. Well, he just called. We have it. He has 1 card in discard for Logos and 2 in the Purge, 1 on the field. So
9 and 15 cards. We're expecting a lot of Logos and Sanctum.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a which he goes at the minute. I mean, if he's got a decent Sanctum hand, Sanctum's looking good with the Rider and the Anaphiel.
The main issue with the Sanctum is what you're just reaping, because do you really want to put? His archive is 2 Logos creatures right now. You put another one in there. There's no reason to really fight Archimedes twice.
No, for sure. I mean, there's nothing on top of his deck anyway to put into his archive, so it'd only be the Smoko that would go.
Yeah. But that just means it's a bigger Shark turn later.
Yeah.
So we're back to this.
It's the first time we've seen Dammat sit and take some consideration over the turn. He's been playing very, very quick up until now. Going back into Dis is really interesting. So he's got the Bauble, which is, I mean, the Bauble into Rider into Anaphiel's a thing. But
yeah,
I mean, again, you don't want to be fighting with that Anaphiel.
I mean, I guess one thing you could do with the Bauble is you could fight the Rider into Archimedes and then the Anaphiel into Archimedes. That's not horrible.
Is it worth it? Would you take the Amber off of Rider and then just use the fight into Archimedes and keep?
I mean, as long as Archimedes stays there, there's another chance that you have a big Neutron Shark turn where Neutron Shark gets archived, which is not good for you.
So yeah, that's exactly what he's done. So he's reap with Rider, done a single fight into Archimedes, and then obviously we're forgetting about the two disc creatures that he can use as well. So are we expecting to see a fight here from Wrath into Archimedes? Surely.
Yeah, and then you'll enrage Smoko.
And then enrage Smoko.
The interesting things to be here is if he has any disc cards in hand, because I think there's a chance he doesn't have any.
We got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, so out of 15, there's 3. So yeah, there's the play. So I mean, for me, that's.
So he did actually.
I dropped the other inference for sure. Okay, so I like that play.
Yeah. Like, because there's a chance this might have been the right play, even if he didn't have any of those cards in hand. But since he did, he definitely has a strong move there. He kills the Archimedes and Bombardment.
Kills Purges. Oh yeah, it's Purge the Archimedes.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, fine. I think he's leaning into that shark play, isn't he? He wants to get rid of the Archimedes for a big shark turn. So the likelihood of you getting back into that Archimedes is going to be. Oh, I suppose he's drawing back. He could get into it next turn as the 0 cards in KiiVii's deck. But yeah, I don't mind that. I like that play. That's a relatively big play, a big brain play. I think running the Rider into Archimedes and then the Wrath.
Mm-hmm.
Because now Smoko's. Well, I mean, Smoko's going to do what Smoko does. It wants to get destroyed, but He's got no amber value, no amber generation value in it anymore.
Yeah, and even the 2 damage isn't going to matter.
It's going to do nothing, yeah, not against this board. So into Shadows. So Miasma, again, for the amber value. There's the second Ronnie and the third Ronnie. So, and a little Nif. Interesting. Okay. So Smoko might get some value out of stealing with Little Nif. I'm not expecting Little Nif to stay on the board, to be fair. He's one of those insta kills.
Yeah. Little Nif is like a witch.
You got to blow it, yeah, for sure. Witchy Nif.
It's an interesting point of the game where they're. Let's see what happens. There it is. There's your diametric charge.
So see you later, Nif. See you later. Yeah, see you later, Ronnie. Maybe the second one going to come down?
I mean, the deck has 3, right?
Three in deck, and
odds are he has another one.
Yeah, there's value in the second one coming down as well. I know there's going to be some archiving done from Smoko, but I'd definitely be dropping the second.
Oh, for sure. You need amber first of all, anyway.
Oh, Cyberclone. What for Smoko? Ronnie.
Yeah, he just drew. He doesn't have recursion. Yeah, I think I've gone with this one.
I mean, the Ronnie's worthless. He does nothing while it's on the board.
He gets to purge it, so it doesn't come back again.
But he just cycled his deck.
Yeah, it's a long time. It's just, yeah, he's... just put the 1 damage onto Smoko. Discard the standardized testing. It's fine. Discombobulate is a huge play. I mean, he's got rid of the Ronnies. There's 1 Ronnie still in hand, I think. I think we've only seen 2. 1 in discard, 1 in... No, 1 in... Oh, no, he's cycled. Of course he has, sorry. Oh, no. Yeah, 1 in discard, 1 in purge.
I mean, we know Neutron Shark is in there, so it doesn't matter where it discombobulate.
Oh, I was talking about whether he could deal with the Infernus before another Ronnie had come out, but he's gone into a Mars turn, so he's not planning on. There's no stealing Mars.
Putting the Discombobulator on Infernus is because it's the least effective creature on the board, so it makes them have to
it's
kill
behind
it.
it's behind the Wrath as well, isn't it? So it's behind double taunt, so sure. Here comes a big Mars turn, so all the Martians are turning up. Oh, the exterminate is disgraceful. So what we got? We got 2s, 3s, and 4s. So not much is going to be coming off the board. That Cyberclone potentially is going to go.
You can kill a 3 and a 2.
Yeah, the Cyberclone and the Munchling are the only things that are going.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, he already killed Wrath. He'll kill Wrath and Clone. Because Wrath is just a 3.
Good value. There's good value in taking Wrath out. Yeah, it's just a 3 behind 3 armor, so yeah. Most Wrath is behind 3 with 3 armor. Is it skirmish and poison?
Mm-hmm.
And then in rage. I mean, it's a monster. But for a big fighty sin, is it the weakest? No, there's Envy's 2, isn't it? But I mean, it's still not.
Yeah, I think Envy's a
2, I'm sure. Might be a 3. So what we're going to see, Fish and Bloom with another Amber from another diametric charge. So what we're going to lose, we're going to lose nothing. Maybe the Smoko. He's not going to want to kill the Smoko. So yeah, just hitting that armor. Oh, and then disconnecting.
Well.
He's had connection issues for throughout the tournament. He always comes back. So we put no time restriction on this game. So.
Let's see what Fire starts. So Fire sustain, also building up the board again. So Shark turn probably not too far off. Yeah, for sure. We've said that with the archives. Sat in the archives, we know there's the Shark's sat in the archives with something else. So I think if he doesn't deal with the board at this point, we're going to see a big Shark turn next turn, I should think.
And chat agrees with you.
It says he reconnected. Might be thinking now.
Yeah, for sure. Plays a causal loop.
Hate that card.
I knew it was going to come. I knew you were going to say it as well. It's like instant reaction. It's like Z's Gromid.
I think I would have just read twice.
To be fair, Z has a pretty long list of cards he hates. So
Yeah,
It's not true.
I have a list and it has 2 cards on it.
I can guess one without a doubt.
And I've talked about the other probably on this stream. I hate Infernus. I hate Heart of the Forest. I hate Infernus.
All right, it's this Logos. We're gonna see Logos.
Here it comes. It's definitely happening.
So we have our 3rd and 4th place players in the chat now with Uglik and Fierza. Again, congratulations to Uglik on the 3rd place finish.
Took me out.
Oh, so right, KiiVii's gone into Mars, so get more value out of those creatures. So invasion portal to discard down to a shockworm. Gets a shot. What's he discarded? So some big cards being discarded: a Ronnie, a Helper Bot, a Nerve Blast. Not bothered about the hack, the key, the stars really. Gets the shockworm, so we'll see the shockworm coming out, which is going to do some.
That's interesting.
Stunning, some frustrating.
So we haven't seen what Mars needs Amber at all, and it's not Purge. So
could have it in hand. Could be interesting. Not take him off check, but it'd be frustrating. Ready for the Neutron Shark next turn. Is there anything else in Mars?
Well, you've got Mother Gun. I think there's a chance you could take him off check here if you fought Mother Gun. Yeah, Mother Gun clone Marzine's Amber takes him off check. Oh, actually, this right here takes him off check.
Yeah, 3 takes.
Mother Gun could make another one. This could be huge.
Yeah, another one, and then a big Neutron Shark next turn for sure.
This is one of the things we had talked about. You're going to see Marzine's Amber every game because it has all the archive to set this up.
Yeah. Oh wow! All the Martians have turned up. Okay.
Yeah, that invasion portal.
So now we are super even on the board. We're super even on archives, super even on keys and amber. But no,
the amber score is
huge
not
amount of amber. There's a huge amount of amber on those creatures, and we know there's a neutron shark.
There's a key on the board.
There's a neutron shark about to go wild next turn.
No, it can't. Look at the draw. He was off by 1. He needed to draw 1 more card.
Why, it's an archive.
There's no draw pile.
Oh no! Oh, okay.
We will not see a huge neutron shark next turn.
The turn after. What else has he? What else hard to see has he got?
But I do believe Miasma has to be in hand, right? Yeah.
Is it in hand? Didn't he play it for a?
Well, it's not in his discard pile. It's not in his purge. So
okay, yes. Well, I mean, yeah. Process of elimination. He's got a miasma. So yeah, Dammat, if he's realised, probably needs to do some board clearing at this point, and capturing some ambers only going to prolong it. I think
somebody wants their blood deed real bad right now.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, Ugluk caught me as well. Yeah, yeah. My mistake, not seeing the 0 draw pile. Thanks, man.
I don't think he has any way to draw in Logos. This is not an MM deck, so
no.
No LA coming. Nothing like that. Well, Letho doesn't draw either.
No, it's cycle. No, it doesn't. It cycles into. You're right.
The board is huge.
For now. So what he has done though is he's Dammat sort of distilled all of his all the value out of his hard seeds. Standardized testings now mean nothing. I mean, if you can get the diametric charges out, maybe. if he's got a couple in hand, he could do something, do some damage. Where are we? We're in draw as well, so he's into his full deck. He could have drawn a couple of diametric charges, which could get rid of those Mars creatures before the shark. Yeah, the standardized testing is doing no favors. What we on 2s? Oh, okay. He could get rid of. Okay, so the standardized testing would have some value. I mean, it's going to do a bit of damage to his side, but not a huge amount.
Yeah,
We're going to
it
lose
would kill.
the Squire Alice's, yeah, for sure. So we're going to lose the Squire Alice's if he goes standardized testing, which is a big old chunk of money.
Helper bots came back around.
Miasma?
He's going to play whatever the heck that card is. I think.
Oh, it's not. I hope he hasn't hit that miasma with that. Oh no, it doesn't matter. He's on 5. Sorry. Yeah, so he's hit the Eureka. Managed to keep a helper bot and a Titan Librarian. Oh God, gets a Lamindra. Sorry, I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for you, KiiVii. Don't tell me you think Lamindra's a good card, Z.
No.
Good.
I don't hate it though. Causal Loop is like.
No, I've never done anything with Lamindra. So it's just, no, never done anything with it.
Take Lamindra over Causal.
Oh, so this is where we differ, sir.
Unless it has an enhancement.
And this is where everybody in chat is going to agree with you and call me an idiot, but no. Causal Loop or Lamindra, you decide.
So bad.
Damn it! Again, we are definitely getting to the hairy end of this game.
Well, of course, duh.
Sorry to give me that. What was that for? That's just that was low. I mean, is the value in it here just for Dammat going Sanctum and just reaping a whole bunch and seeing what happens?
I mean, reaching 4 times is not horrible right now. I just don't know the hand.
Well, sure. I mean, yeah. Not knowing the hand's quite difficult, but I think
because well, it could be horrible reaping 4 times, right? Because if he lands 2 Ronnies, he's stealing 4. We can't. We know the archive's big. There's only 1 purged, so he could potentially have 2 Ronnies.
I mean, this is the part of the game where you've got to take the chance. Yeah.
No matter what you're doing, you're gambling this.
See, this is where I lose games because I take the chance of going, look, he's got 5 archives. He's got a draw of 9. So it's a 50-50 shot of whether he's got 2 Ronnies. It's not. But it's 50-50 if he's got 1 Ronnie. Significantly higher than if he's got 2. I'd have had to take the shot. And I'd have lost dramatically.
But now that his draw is as high as it can be, foreseeable future, I would expect my opponent to be going for the shark next turn.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Or else the same thing could happen to him that happened previously. So
that's why you just got to try and get the value out of the board. Again, we don't know what's in his hand, but I mean, prepare for the worst. Try and get the value out of the board with the Sanctum. You might get lucky. He hits a Logos card out of the first shark, and you get to keep someone. There's too much here for me not having just a Sanctum turn. Even if I've got no Sanctum cards in hand, I'm reaping 4 times. I think at this point.
They will all be stunned, but you're expecting them all to be dead soon anyway.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, then you just go into Logos next turn, and you're on your key. You're on your 3rd key. Interesting. Okay,
so here we go. We got this. We know Hysteria is dead. That can't be played.
I mean, it probably doesn't want to be played. I would say if you've got to the final of the KFPL and you play Hysteria at this point, and if you win, I'm taking the title off you. You're not keeping it. You're getting an asterisk put next to it, a Hysteria asterisk.
Yeah, you only.
This is really interesting. So what's he playing into with this disc? So he's got we got 1 Infernus in discard, none in purge. So there's an Infernus there. We could safely assume there's going to be an Infernus if he's played into it. He's got the 1 Amber for his Gluttony.
Well, that does force an answer.
It does what, sorry?
Forces, destroy the mall is gone. This basically forces Shark. Like you have to play Shark because if Gluttony lives, that is game.
Yeah, for sure. Not tonight. I think Not Tonight agrees with me. In a losing matchup, it's not wrong to gamble on a huge swing. I mean, I think that's what I was saying. Is just you got to take the gamble and hope luck favors you with that bad Shark draw. If I've misunderstood what you've said, I mean, call me an idiot. And
I think, like, again, not knowing hands, I do think I would have reaped with the Four Sanctum dudes because, like, even if the person does have a Ronnie, at least that's one more turn where my board's not dead, right? Like,
yeah, for sure.
It's a gamble. So
These are some big old boards now, though.
Dominator Bauble is a fight effect.
Oh well, everything's just been discussed. So what's he discarded? Tysteria's gone. There's one in Furnace. There's
Most of
Pride.
his entire deck.
So he
The
knew,
whole thing's gone.
yeah, he knew it was going to clean out his deck, so he used it as an upkeep to get basically through it.
Yeah.
I think.
Which is interesting that both of these decks have that mechanism because that we saw KiiVii do the same thing with Invasion Portal, which I have a deck where I've Sound the Horns and I do the same thing in that deck. Like I have very few creatures in it, so I know when I play that I'm either
Just cycling. Yeah,
just cycling most of it.
It's just another Screaming Cave.
In a way, yeah.
Well, a worse Screaming Cave. You get to keep your hand, obviously, but yeah. Oh, good. I did get it right. Not tonight. Yeah, I got right. Yep. So great. They did agree with me.
And
So
now
this
we're
is-
see
this
how
is-
many shark hits we get.
Yeah, it's really interesting as well because I mean, if he doesn't hit much, this is game for Dammat, surely.
Well, Gluttony is the first target. Gluttony will die. So
Well, yeah, but I mean, the rest of it, he's going to forge his key, and if he reaps 3 times,
yeah, the thing is, there's so many mixed houses. It's not actually that much number.
Yep, this is down to how many times he can get Neutron Shark off. I mean, we're sat here still assuming that's the plan, but
There is a pause here. Like is there a scenario where Gluttony can die in a different?
yeah, what's the?
I don't know how many Mars cards he can have in his hand.
He's got Destroy Them All. He's still got Destroy Them All in.
Nope, that's Purge. It's one of the first cards.
Oh, it was Purge for sure. Yep. Okay, your memory's better than mine. Jeez.
And Orbital got Purge too. That would have been an answer here.
Mother Gun. I don't need. Yeah, he's not going to have 6. Well, he's only got 5 cards in hand. How much has he got in archive? Could he take Gluttony? The Mother Gun. There's not many. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So no, he's not. He's on. Well, he's got for all 6 of the remaining cards in archives in hand to take down that Gluttony with a Mother Gun. Which I mean, it's not. It is unlikely, but
We are seeing Mars here. So
okay.
Is this what Shockworm in the Gluttony maybe, and then deal 3 damage the hard way?
Oh, he's not even taking the archives.
And we just saw 2. Well, 1 Ronnie get discarded. We saw Mars Needs Amber get discarded. So I don't know what can be in his hand right now. That this is the
1, 2, 3, 4. He's only doing 3. Oh, and then he's gonna have to run one of them in. Yeah, he's gonna have to run the Shockworm in.
yeah. It is a steal because of the Mind Worm. Mind Warper.
Yeah, but where's the card to take him off check? There's nothing taking him off check. I don't think at this
Yeah,
point.
he's in a forge.
Okay, interesting.
I mean, he's gonna be
mean,
at 12.
Yeah. 12, 13. Yeah.
13.
14 if he carries on with the fixed finger. Yeah. I mean, perfect invasion portal. I mean, he was going to get a Mars card anyway.
Well, I think that was the last creature in there, so it was pretty much guaranteed that he's getting that. And then the chat saying that his archives is. I think based on the discard we saw, there has to be 1 Ronnie in his archives. I think Miasma also has to be in his archive.
For sure.
Because we saw him empty his hand with Logos, and then we saw the big Mars turn.
I think this is game because the Miasma's in hand. There's nothing that's
we know
down.
And we also know Shark's there still too. And now he's got Tendril.
Yeah, it's a good turn.
Game was a lot closer than you guys thought, eh?
Was it? I mean, it's obviously it's a close game. I mean, both of them have played them the phenomenally well. Played the decks phenomenally well. I don't want to talk about it as if it's over, but I just think if we talk about the next game, I mean, does Dammit have an easier ride pilot?
I would be interested to see if it's as this close next, because
I think Dammit runs away with Uve next game.
Yeah,
and then we go to a game 3.
So is that the new adaptive strategy? Bring a deck that's a bit weaker and hope that you can win with your deck, and then play the better deck.
God, no.
You want to win game 1. Winning game
No,
1
it was a joke. Important. Calm down.
It's more of a strategy to bring your absolute nuke.
Yes, I'm going to start playing Galaxy and Adaptive. We're just going to start on game 3.
Are we ever going to have a conversation where you don't mention Galaxy?
That will never happen. Notice he hasn't said anything about Akari, though.
What? The best deck isn't...
So he's done what he's done. A Eureka into a help bot for a Skeleton Key is almost irrelevant because I think this is...
He's just playing cards, leaving his archive when he needs it.
This is game now. Yeah, for sure. Infernus, good luck. Good luck with the Infernus. I think the first 2 Infernus has got rid of all of the Amber in this game, so...
He can get rid of a total of 3 Amber with Infernus this turn. He had 2 of them. And again, like it's... We didn't see this earlier, but there's a lot of anti-synergy with the Capture and the Hysteria. Like the Hysteria, of course, has a huge synergy with Infernus, but the deck actually does keep a lot of Amber on your own dudes between Gluttony and Fawn of the Eye.
Fawn of the Eye, yeah.
Squire Alice.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Sure.
This has been this has done the final justice. This has been a phenomenal game 1. I hope the next one's the same.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about the next one. Like season 2's Triad, so we're gonna see some like. Whew, we're gonna see.
You're going right into the future. I meant the next game of this best of 3.
I thought you meant okay. Yes.
Both are relevant.
One day at a time.
Both are relevant, but I'm taking my break in between.
Oh yeah, I need to go and fill up the coffee for another one of these.
Oh, the Waking Nightmare.
The Waking Nightmare, just I mean, he's on 6, so he's got to have that miasma or a Ronnie. He's got to have something. I mean,
he's got Skeleton Key. It's right there.
Well, here comes Shadows.
Yeah, but you don't want to win on a Skeleton Key.
Why not? Win's a win.
Oh, we got Mars.
Uh-oh. Mars needs... Is this... What? Yeah, Mars. Okay.
Come on, you know that.
I mean, I was hoping. No, I didn't know anything. I was hoping that was what was about to happen.
I mean, I think we've all seen people punt. I mean, anything is possible.
I was gonna say I've chunked plenty of games before where I've gone. Oh, you're on 5. It's fine. Oh, what? You're actually on check? Oh, okay. We've all done it, man.
This is the finals. That
just don't want to do it. Hundreds and hundreds of dollars on the line. That's.
I think it was the finals in Atlanta. Like the game 1 or game 2 ended when like the opponent played Ember Imp, and then the next person went to play LA, then played something else, and then used Seed, and then couldn't play any more cards, and it ended right there. Like,
I mean, we've all done that. If there's one that we've all done, it's Ember Imp. Or
That person was about to loop their deck, and
Yeah.
it was over right there.
We've all fallen victim to Ember Imp, and we've all fallen victim to Hadroth's Wall at some point.
I fall victim to
Yeah.
Boss Zarek a lot. I hate that card.
And Boss Zarek.
Boss Eric has screwed me tons of games. I have a deck that has Lucky Dice. I don't know how many games. Well, that card has won me the game because it's a stupid card, and no one like. I started to type it in the chat now, so that's helped. Like Lucky Dice.
Look at damn, it's like there's no raw amber discarded. It's because there's none left. He's taking it all.
Because you only brought 3 between you. Bad angry mob. Has he got any amber left? He ain't got any left in his deck, has he? There's a Waking Nightmare in discard.
Yeah, there's one raw amber out of the 9 cards.
Basically, he was trying to use the angry mob to get a second amber to steal.
Yeah, because sure.
But still.
Yeah, for the Infernus. He wanted a second one for the third one for the Infernus.
Wow, that was exactly what I expect in a finals game, though.
That's a phenomenal first game.
Very, very well played by Dammat.
And there's still 7 cards in archive.
I mean, just don't need the shark. You don't need the shark.
So you can see what we're saying here. I know he's only brought us. Well, I only brought a 72. I mean, let's you take the SAS on face value, but he's brought a 72, a deck that we thought was going to get absolutely destroyed by Uve, and this is quite clearly a deck that he's brought thinking he's going to win game 1 because he know. I mean,
all right, we got to have them remake. You got that, Jupiter?
I will be on it. We will be right back. You guys continue the discussion, and I will work on getting these guys
No way, man.
situated.
No way, man. Pause me. I need a coffee after that, baby.
Wait, yeah,
I need to grab a drink too. So
okay, I'll keep
we'll
talking
be right
to
back.
chat. We'll keep talking to chat then. I'll mute those clowns. So there we go. We had the first interaction in the first game go down, and it looked pretty crazy, right? Like these are both basically great players, and they are not on a time limit. There is no time restrictions to this round. So, man, crazy close game. Like it literally came down to the raw amber and the lack of raw amber in the deck, and we are seeing what looked like a lopsided game, or an even game, but KiiVii was kind of always in control of that game, in my opinion, as he was able to put things in his archive and leave them there because he knew he had ways to deal with things and stuff. So the game looked really close, and it looked like it was tight, but it wasn't probably as tight as it showed, right? Like I think that he never felt out of control of that game, but Dammat definitely put up a crazy amount of resistance to the game, and it was amazing to watch. So with that said, how did you guys feel about that first game? You guys that are watching out there, do you guys who do you think takes game 2 here? Looking for some chat kickback here. I want to see some predictions. Don't ride the fence. Can KiiVii win with Whisperia? Can he beat his own deck? You think Sins are gonna pop off game 2? Cammy B says. So she's putting money on the 2-0 on Vincent. Uglik says, "Go KiiVii." So he's on the KiiVii corner too. Fierza, it makes me wonder if game 3 bidding will be like if we are to get that point. So Fierza kind of thinks there will be a game 3 if it gets there, because he says the bidding will be interesting. I agree. I think the bidding will be very interesting. And having a game like that where it seemed close, like it'll be interesting to see how that affects how much they think as far as that goes. All right, so we got Z, we got Leo, and we got his counterpart. So we are only waiting on Carl, but we could start. Carl will be back soon enough. So we'll go ahead and switch into this, and we will see what transpires here in game 2. Game 1, while you were gone, I was saying I don't think it was as close as it looked, because I don't think Vincent was ever out of control. Like I felt like he always knew where he was going. So, so it wasn't as close as it looked, but it was still a lot closer than I think we had assumed, right? Oh, we got Carl back. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure Dammit is gonna want to go first. Yeah. The game is up, but their thing. Okay, he's gonna go first. Pretty good. It's a pretty good choice, yeah. So I think we got Cammy and it is reversal. It's Uve is on the on Dammit's side. Nah. That's funny. I'm I'm old, but you act it. uh, all right, you guys are good to start. All right, so we got a couple of split people in the group, but a lot of people riding on KiiVii's back. So, but some of them are his teammates, I can see too. So we have Julian Eckelman in the chat. we got some. We got some. We got some. No, nope. Canada and Australia. Hmm. Right, right. I'll take I'll take Uluk any day of the week. He's a pretty dang good adaptive player. Hmm. Yeah, 40. Yeah, we decided to expand and have more groups to where the first place player in each group will get the automatic into the top 16, and then the second and third place player will get to play against each other to get that other spot, and everybody in the group will get to play everybody. It will help with the logistics that we had some issues with this week, so or this year. So we've learned, and we are evolving. Oh, they can't even hear you. They can't even hear you guys.
They can't hear us. Oh my days! You'd think after a full season, it'll learn. But no, there's two things we've learned for season 2. One is how to deal with drops in group, and two is Jupiter will leave somebody on mute for quite some time.
It's tricky.
Yeah, for sure. But again, I'd probably just got to reiterate the point because it's really important that people didn't hear was that both the finalists are from Europe. So I've got no dog in the fight. I'm just happy that both the finalists are from Europe.
Yeah. And we were saying season 2 is coming. There's going to be more groups, more people, 48 people, and top person in that group is going to go ahead and win the round and move into the top 16. Then second and third is going to play each other, and we're going to have a big old, fun time of it. So
yeah, for sure. Long story short, we've learned some things from season 1, and we're going to make it more effective season 2. But we're in turn 2, and it's KiiVii's turn. So we swapped decks. So Dammit's playing Uve. We got KiiVii playing Wisperia, and Dammit's gone straight into a heavy shadows turn, and KiiVii's trying to deal with it now. So Fangs of Gizzleheart gets rid of Knuckles Bolton. We've just got to find a way to get rid of that little Niff, which looks like oh, there we go. So the Smite. The Smite gets rid of the
Squire Alice for the double kill. That's the thing, right?
Yeah, for sure. That 2/2 to Squire Alice is just absolutely obliterated with a smite. So for sure. So now we've got 2 angry mobs and a Squire Alice capturing 2 into Dammat's empty board. Tommy J. Quinn, go EU indeed. Well, I say go EU. We got to be careful with that being British now, I think, Tommy. Go Europe.
Sounds like a future thing is to take All Stars and have like a head-to-head game with 7 different players, 1 point per match.
Ryder Cup. I've always said we need a Keyforge Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
So Dammat goes into a relatively healthy Mars turn with his Stim Ranger, drops an antenna onto the Stim Ranger. We've got a Shock Worm and more stuff's happening. So yeah, the Squire Alice biffed it. She's gone, but the angry mobs are staying firm. So KiiVii drops his Infernus.
Do you target your own? Oh no, there's no amber to. So yeah, you just take care of the.
I mean, you
Take
keep
care
your
of your
Gissel half
opponent.
for sure. So yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, lab work and a hidden stash. I mean,
He's gonna get it all because they'll get Nif and Ronnie here. Ronnie's a big one.
and well, Nif's a big one as well. I think this is a healthy purge with both Infernuses.
With already having 2 Shadows cards out, though, like, does he really want to take cards he might not feel as a big threat?
I would probably leave the Nif and just purge the Ronnie, which is exactly what he did. You don't want to get too much of one house out, which is what we talked about last game.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Even though
Nif very rarely can be implemented the turn he's played.
So Brobnar89 is curious of the continental makeup at the start of the league. If you go on to crazykillermachinenetwork.co.uk and go into the KFPL tabs, we actually created a map of all the players that actually breaks down by I think we did it by the Americas, by Europe, and by Asia Pac. You can see who's from where and how many people qualified and how they qualified. So feel free to go to the website and you'll be able to see that breakdown.
Interested in what the Matt drew back into for this to be a Mars turn. Killing an Infernus.
Interesting. Do we kill an Infernus at that point? That's really interesting. Do you kill the Infernus at that point?
I think he's trying to reduce the value of a disc turn because Bobble's already there.
Yeah, for sure. I could see that, but I mean, is one amber on the board with Infernus worth 2 amber potentially? I suppose actually you're playing into a low amber deck. It's probably I mean, come on. Of course he's playing it right. I'm playing devil's advocate at this point. Destroy them all. So he's losing that antenna. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
With 2 damage on
I don't
Sim
think he
Ranger is not
expects
that
it
big
to
deal.
live after the turn.
Yeah. Okay. That's an interesting. You can see it's a very thought out player. This is as calculated as Dammat seems to play. When he's playing on autopilot, it tends to go quite quickly. Obviously, he's playing with a deck he's not used to at the minute, so he's slowed down somewhat, but still. But to destroy them all, he got rid of Wrath. I mean, and the auto encoder, it's worth getting rid of your brainstem and I'm sure it's an easy trade off. Fights the angry mob. Now that's probably the first one that I'm not
Yeah.
sure
He
why.
can fight here too, but I
I'm
think I would
reaping
take
there.
him to 2 amber.
I'm reaping there for 2 amber for me. Leave that angry mob on the board. It's not bothering me, I don't think.
Mm-mm.
Interesting. There's something behind the decision made that we may have missed, but yeah, I like 2 amber over killing angry mob at that point.
Mm-hmm. Going into turn 4, it's 0 amber to 1 amber, guys. This is
This is gonna be a late game. Okay, Gorvenel into Shockworm, which certainly makes sense. Squire Alice to take 0 amber. I mean, no value out of that Squire Alice, and no smite to do some whooping this turn either. So just get those big old, those relatively small sanctum creatures on the board.
yeah.
And clear. You just get so super used to saying big old sanctum and big old dinosaurs. But
This is AOA. Sanctum was small.
yeah, for sure.
This is why
This was the sanctum
Oh
they
wait,
left at home.
no. This is MM. My bad. This is not.
Yeah, for sure. This is the sanctum that they left at home while the big sanctum was out fighting.
It is interesting that with the MM pool, that most of the creatures in this one are small, except for the one champion. They didn't get any Brennan or anything like that.
Interesting. So Dammat goes into Logos, plays an Igor, a Helper Bot into a Nerve Blast, stealing that that 1 amber that KiiVii had, and doing 2 damage to an Infernus. So that Infernus is now gone.
That's 100% of the earned amber. That's a big move.
I mean, that's a big swing.
Took all of his amber that turn, guys.
He's got a card that took all of his amber.
All right, so we're killing what? Igor, Helper Bot. Oh no, Helper Bot, then Igor, then the shark itself. If he can get that many hits.
What am I going for?
Yeah, I would go for a Governor, Rider,
The rider's got to go. You keep your Squire Alice for me, but yeah, that rider's
I
got to
probably would have actually gone for the Bobble.
Gone for the bauble.
Yeah, I think the
Bobble has a lot of value in this deck,
Yeah, it's dangerous.
especially when it's 0 to 1 amber, and amber is hard to come by.
Oh, and yeah, I get it. I was listening to the pronunciation. You say bauble?
Bobble, yes.
A bauble. Okay. I've realised that even since we've been doing this, I've been realising how different we pronounce stuff. Like Anaphiel. Always been Anaphiel for me, but you're Anaphiel, I think.
Anaphiel, yeah.
Yeah, Anaphiel.
Anaphiel, I could see that.
Bobble and bauble.
Bobble.
It's a Christmas tree bauble.
As long as you don't call a creek a crick, I'm okay.
Crick. I don't even know what those two things are.
They're the same.
And then you go for your shark and the bauble. There we go.
Let's go.
Played. And more logos. What a turn.
Yeah, that pip.
Librarian's huge.
That's with a librarian.
My excitement here, though, 0 keys.
Yeah, I was going to say, wind it in a minute.
Great turn.
Should we just
turn 5, 0 keys.
Should we give them a key each just to move it on a bit? Is that?
Yeah, we're gonna spy you guys 2 keys.
The fatal flaw of telling them there was no time limit.
No, for sure. No. We know.
Go back to my tracker. Like, how many games have I won by turn 5? Let's see.
This is adaptive, not so.
I mean, I'd probably have more success looking at how many games I'd lost by turn 5.
I mean, somebody won them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've had games finished by turn 5 for sure. So KiiVii stats. So what we've seen in discards, we've got. I mean, we've had quite
we've seen more.
A lot of sanctum. Yeah, but I mean, we've seen half the deck, but it's been sort of spread across all 3 houses. Yeah. We've not really seen.
We've seen basically half a sanctum.
We've only seen 2. We've only seen 2 of his 7 amber pips.
For sure. So we've gone into Logos. We've got a diametric charge that's hitting the librarian and killing the Squire Alice.
That's super sad, right there.
No, not killing the Squire Alice. Sorry.
We talked about all the great targets for Discombobulator. That was not one of them.
Squire Alice.
The pregame. If we can
Yeah,
name
yeah,
it
for
on
sure.
Alice,
I mean,
we're gonna win this game. But he had to play it. Like you got to.
yeah, you
Can't
play.
hold.
You got to play it for the pip at that point.
Hey, he just doubled the amount of amber in the game. 200%.
Yeah, it was funny the first time he told that joke, but it's sort of you're flogging a horse there.
It's the follow up.
Like how he got bored. There's nothing else.
The next time somebody gets an amber, oh, by the way, everyone, Jupiter's one joke's coming out.
I got a lot of jokes. I'm just not gonna say them right now, but I'll let you know.
All right,
Lowering the tone.
Dammat, what do we got here? I'm guessing a Eureka turn. Can't see the hand. That's what I think is gonna happen.
Is that what you're going for? I'm saying, what can we go? It's certainly not going to be a Mars turn. Yeah, I'm going just. Yeah, he's holding. He's holding some low.
With my blind hands here. We're gonna go Eureka.
Yeah,
oh nope, not Eureka. Unless he just whiffed, which would be super sad.
So he's got, it's either his super sad or he's got 2 Eurekas sat in 8 cards.
Archive. Is this when you realize you have a Eureka in your hand?
Or maybe he just didn't want to lose the cards he wants to play.
What could he be holding a card for? The board state?
So I definitely think I'm definitely thinking he's got a Eureka in hand, and he just didn't play it, either by choice or by design.
I mean, there was a chance he did not have a Eureka available to him. It was just very, very low.
Yeah, 2 Eurekas in the bottom 8 cards is low. But he's played the Igor, he might have pulled the Eureka. He's played the Smoko, so he might have archived the Eureka. Who knows? He
did discard 1 Eureka with it. That did.
Oh, he did. There's a Eureka in discard for sure. So let's say there's a high likelihood the second it's a Logos turn next turn to go into the second Eureka. We're going Dis, so we'll see an oh my god, we'll see an Infernus.
This is the third one.
So what's getting purged?
Are we going to see Asteria here?
A Eureka, and yeah, there we go. Yep, yeah. It's a good play.
Orbital Bombardment was a big hit.
This is a harder choice. Huge. What are you hitting this time? Are you thinning your own deck out at this point? Because there's nothing.
Take away the Destroy Them All. That's a huge card for him.
To destroy them all and the exterminate, I think could be a good
maybe
hit
the
at this point.
Archimedes, like the
or
Destroy
the
Them All.
Brainstem antenna, guys.
Man. I didn't even see that. Oh yeah, there you go. Right next to the Destroy Them All. Yeah, okay. I'll take the Brainstem and the Destroy Them All, please.
I think the Archimedes might be a higher value too.
No,
with the
Brainstem or Destroy Them All.
And if he plays it like KiiVii did, the Invasion Portal has some value.
He went with the Stem Ranger is an interesting choice.
Less creatures in Mars does reduce the value of. Well, remember he's going to get another 2 more, right? So if you purge all of the Mars creatures, the Mars does almost nothing.
Right.
Yeah, Brainstem becomes nothing at that point.
Yeah, I don't think
there's only one. Oh no, there's 2 Mars creatures still in there as well. So he's either hitting both shockworms. I mean, yeah, hitting both shockworms is quite nice.
But I think he has to take the Archimedes. Archimedes isn't one of the engines for the shark.
Oh,
interesting.
Two amber to nothing, no keys. Turn 7.
Turn 7. Let's have a quick look at chat, see if anything's being said interested in chat.
Nope.
Christmas bauble, nice, thanks. We've got Brett confirming that it's a Christmas bauble. Former British Empire, we're not starting those conversations. Absolutely not. This is a politics-free zone. No mentions of Brexit or anything like that. I will leave.
I'm an American. I don't know anything about
Team Pinky, the Brain, and Larry. Very nice. I think that's referring to the 3 of us. I think I'd be Pinky. I think Z's the brain, and I think Larry's an old guy name. So
I don't even
that's
know who Larry is.
That's Pinky the brain and Larry. Yeah, Larry's not in Pinky. I don't know. Yeah.
Guys got
Helper bot hit on the fixed finger. Good for your mother gun. Unless I don't know what would be you'd be holding for that to be the helper bot target.
You get absolutely terrified, don't you, when Brett sends you, Carl, I'm going to send you a video after this. I mean, I've not seen the video, Brett, but I'm going to lean hard on hard pass for that video.
It's probably to show you what Pinky, Brain, and Larry means.
So for sure, he has access to his one Eureka next.
Guys, so he has gone Logos. Good. He's hit a diametric charge. Standardized testing clears the board. Oh my days! What a great standardized testing.
I guess.
So after all this, Dammat's gone down to 0 amber, 0 keys, and 0 creatures. And what are we thinking about? What's he thinking about at this point? He's thinking about whether he's going to discard the Eureka, surely. Because he didn't want to play the Eureka because he needed to hit that standardized testing. So I think
wrong.
No, he does. Wrong deck. Ignore me.
Mm-hmm. It happened.
So he's thinking of. Okay, so he's thought that hard about playing a Munchling. Okay. So back to Dammat, and we know for sure Dammat he's gone into Shadows for sure. Okay, great. So Miasma, Ronnie, or Ronnie.
It's safe to play the Miasma there because he knows going to cycle, so it's not going to be an Infernus target. And I think all 3 Inferni are in the discard currently. Yep.
So that 3 amber that KiiVii had's now been passed back and forth.
Yeah. Vision Bloom. Oh,
Cyberclone
down
Ronnie.
to 1 Ronnie.
So we have KiiVii generated a lot of AE in game 1, which then sat on creatures, but that's clearly not happening here from Fierza in chat.
Yeah, so either KiiVii's learned from Dammat in the previous game not to get the font out and capture all the amber onto his own creatures because he's going to lose them. So he's playing it differently on purpose. Or we're just getting a bit of a cautious play because they're decks that they're unfamiliar with. But there we go. Finally, that Eureka's been dropped turn 9. So we did know it was there. The Smoko's been played. Takes Dammat onto check for the first time, I believe.
Yes.
Anybody's been on check turn 9?
The first time anyone's been over 4.
So the only threat that is left in Dammat's deck for KiiVii to be able to actually start capturing amber and stuff like that is the shark, right? Because he's already got rid of the bombardment and the destroy them all. I guess the exterminate is still there too, but that's kind of subject. That's pretty low.
I think I've just seen Callum refer to Pinky Brain and Larry as the 3 Stooges. I don't know if he's referring to us as the 3 Stooges or them being the 3 Stooges, but I don't think the Brain was a Stooge.
No, it was Carl, Mo, and Larry.
So Awakened Nightmare takes him off check, which is quite interesting. It's a double doom to remove the Archimedes,
and then important thing going on right now is KiiVii is now cycle deck. If he gets the 3 Infernus mid cycle to late cycle and not like next turn or whatever, this could be very good for KiiVii because you can get to the point where anything that Dammat does, you would purge it.
You got counter for
his win con is the cards because he's getting so low. He's already down to 27 cards.
Yeah, for sure.
And 2 of those are artifacts, so 25 that are in cycle.
It does seem like the longer this goes on, it favors those Infernuses for sure.
Yeah. Well, because it's 3 Infernus and Cyberclone, so your full cycle is purging 7, potentially more with Hysteria.
And realistically, there's going to be a tipping point where you start focusing on your own deck to make it more effective. So
been yeah. I mean, I think that is normal, but you just cycled,
Mhm.
and your opponent's going to start cycling faster. If you can take all the win con out of your opponent's cycle, I mean, you just keep purging out all their stuff.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I'd not really seen it, but you've hit the nail on the head with just the purging the Mars creatures takes that win con out of Uv for sure. Or certainly takes a lot of the strength out of Uv.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it also diminishes the exterminates.
There's Mother Gun, Invasion Portal, Exterminate, Brainstem.
Yeah, a lot of this just doesn't matter if it doesn't have creatures.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Mars needs Amber, even so much so if you've not got creatures, you're not doing damage. So.
Mm-hmm. That's the beauty of round 2 is that you know the deck you're playing against, so you know the holes and the ways to get into it. So it's good.
And they're still not going to
be a key. No, you're saying there's still not going to be a key. Yeah. It's kind of how we expect it.
A super tight game. So that font has been dropped. So he's got some more control there. But again, he's seen that the high creature control in Uv is going to play a part of getting that Amber back if he starts capturing, which we saw in game 1.
So we know Amber is a big deal in this game. So even if your hand is light, do you go Mars here and reap 3 times?
Possibly. So we know we've got the font that's going to take 1. There's nothing else on the board that's going to take.
Because like right now, there's only 1 pip on both sides in the discard.
So yes.
And there's a chance your invasion portal makes the nothing in your discard.
So I'm going Portal, Mother Gun, Reap 3 times. That's what I'm going. So you're going to get at least 1 damage out of the Mother Gun. If you get 2, you get the Inspector.
We're not seeing that. I think though, again, we can't see the hand, so it's hard to like truly know. But I think that's the call based on knowing that my deck is in danger of getting super purged here.
Mm-hmm.
Is flip the portal, flip the Mother Gun, reap 3 times.
Get that key.
It is again a risk though. Let's see. How many creatures are there? He's got 1 in discard, 3 in the field.
1.
And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stimrage got purged.
So there is 1 creature.
There's 1 creature in hand. Yeah, 1 creature in draw or in hand.
Depending on what his hand looked like, mixed with what was like. If he had the creature in his hand, I definitely would have got.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, because you've got creature in hand. Yeah, if you've got 2 creatures, or if you've got 2 Mars cards in hand or in archive, I've got Mother Gun, take the 2 Amber off of Inspector, and then reap 3 times. It gives you your first key. But obviously, we're playing for longevity at this point, so we've got a Helper Bot, an Archimedes.
Well, this is the Shark turn, right? We're about to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Shark can take out. I think you got to take out the champion and the orb.
So KiiVii's saying that it gives him a heart attack every time Dammak disconnects. It does me a little bit, but we know he comes back, so. This is why we put rules in at the start of the tournament about disconnects. I mean, clearly we don't want this game to be the first game that we have to enforce those rules, but yeah, for sure.
The chat just said 4-hand breach. Looks like we're going somewhere. Yeah, here's the shark. Let's see.
See the joke's
Let's see how deadly this shark is. So far, the shark has been gold for the map.
See, if he had took the Archimedes, this engine wouldn't be here, so it would have been a little bit less effective. This is like one of those. He's gonna get like super amount of value, hopefully. Like he should know how many like Logos cards are left too. Like I don't know if we can deter. Let's see. I know that a lot of them are in purge. 1, 2.
Only 2 have been
only
purged.
2 actually. 2.
And there's 4 on the board.
3. So there's 7 accounted for. So he. There's probably a good amount left in that draw pile, I'm guessing. Meaning like 1 or 2. That might break the shark's loop. So his sequencing of what he kills is going to be important. Orb of Wonder, yeah.
He got 1 kill.
Yep, there it goes. Unlucky shark. But It's back in
No,
archive.
he only got one kill because he put the shark back in his own archive for sure.
Well, he was going to get one no matter what
Because
because
he flipped.
yeah.
He flipped.
So he knew his draw pile was mostly logos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it pays off. I think we've got to stress the point as well. That he said he knew it. Even though this is a slow game, I think they're still playing really well.
No, they're
I can't
definitely.
see any. I can't see any plays that we could sort of think. Well,
An
actually,
interesting call here whether he kills the Sim Spectre because, like, depending on his hand, can you afford to keep having stuff purged?
So what's he going to have in hand? He's going to have.
He reaped. He did not kill the Inspector. Throwing stars. Okay.
One Eureka. So there's another Eureka somewhere.
I think both of them. No. Oh yeah, you're right. Nope. He only has one purge.
This is the exact kind of game you hope to see in a finals, so I'm happy.
I mean, the first one was. This one's.
This one's
definitely got a bit more of a feely outy approach to the game. They're both, again, it's still a phenomenal game, but it's much more calculated. The first one they were playing decks they were comfortable with, so it was fast and it was.
I'm gonna tell you one thing though. If I have Infernus in my hand, I'm purging this last Ronnie right now, almost without regard to what else my hand has.
Brobnar. So in 11 turns, we have a total amber count of 1 fertility chant and a dust pixie.
Yep.
So this game is exactly the reason. So I always talk about why I don't play competitively. This game is why I don't have the attention span to be able to sit here and play a game like I can't do it. I win in 15 minutes or lose in 15 minutes. That's it. This is why they are where they are and I am where I am.
We're happy with it.
Well,
Double standard access.
That board disappeared quickly.
There's a reset button.
Beep beep.
No more amber for a while,
but
guys.
There's a key. There's a key forged. There was a key forged.
We have a key. Dammat has forged his yellow key.
Oh wait, something important happened while we're. Inspector just purged Miasma.
Ooh, yeah, that's a big hit.
Okay.
But
yeah, that's
assuming KiiVii gets the 6 amber
rough.
this game.
Yeah, that could definitely be a thing that impacts later game.
It's a big hit. That purge pile is getting pretty stacked.
Yeah, with the 3 artifacts on the board that aren't going to go anywhere.
2 Ronnies are gone. The Miasma's gone.
Yeah,
like,
you're down to 23 card cycle.
Your orbital bombardment's gone. Like the only answer you really have left is your shark. So you have to protect that thing.
Oh, if that shark goes, I mean, Dammat's in a difficult place.
So are you saying he would be talking to himself?
Yeah. I don't know if there's a reference
Back
there.
to logos.
Damn it.
We're gonna see the Eureka. Oh no, what? Did I miss something? Oh, it's in the discard.
It's in discard. Yeah,
discard.
There's one purge, one in discard.
Gotcha.
Trying to get that librarian back online. I like librarian. Good card. Igor, phenomenal card. Helperbot, phenomenal card. The logos in this deck is pretty good. I like Oob's logos.
So Helperbot, we've got a Titan Librarian. What would that help? What value is he going to get out of that Helperbot in this turn?
Wait, that's a reversal game, so no wonder it feels like one. True, it is a
So
reversal.
Ronnie, there's still one. No, Ronnie, wrong deck. Sorry. Yeah, Ronnie could go into reversal into Helperbot into Ronnie. Be interesting at this point. But damn it, significantly further ahead. Oh, Whistling Dart. So he still gets the amber
That's
out of the
perfect. He's gonna. I was worried he wasn't gonna get to draw. He got down to 5 cards.
Yeah.
Drawing is from his discard to get to cycle right there was huge.
Yeah.
And he's archived with his Titan Librarian after he's drawn. So I mean, yeah, for sure, it could be that archive could be anything.
The only thing that would have been better is if he could have hit 6 amber, but then the Infernuses would be really hurting.
I mean, we saw what it took for key 1. We're not going to get key 2 until like turn 18.
The only pip in the graveyard is Bring Low, and there's no way he's gonna get rid of
Right.
that.
So we've been on here for what now? 2 hours, and you've just called it a graveyard, and now I am going to go at you.
Go ahead. It's a graveyard. You've been going at me the whole time.
It's not magic. This is KeyForge.
I don't know what the graveyard is. What is this? A new zone?
It's where my hopes and dreams go to die when Jupiter talks about magic.
Got
Hey,
the rat.
I've gotten better. It's been a long time since, and I
You have,
haven't
man,
said it
to be
but
fair.
once. So give me some credit.
No, I'll give it you, man. That's fine. To be fair, that's fine.
It's the same way I
Just
give you
don't do
credit
it.
for not cursing.
Just don't do it again. Don't do it again. Hey, this is it. I'm trying my hardest, man.
We've done good. We're all growing.
And while that little outburst just happened, we've played 2 cards.
Yeah,
So
we got Pride and Wrath.
Pride and Wrath, yeah, for sure. So this could be interesting for Dammat to have to deal with, even though we do know that he's got his shark somewhere.
He did purge Bring Low. Interesting. So again, Pride is pretty much a must answer because Gluttony is in the deck somewhere. Can't afford to have Gluttony come down and then be warded. Is there a chance that Mother Gun could answer Pride here?
We got 1, 2.
Oh, but then you might flood your discard with stuff that you can't afford to be purged. Whew.
We got what are you in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's still 6 Mars cards somewhere. So I mean, in a draw of 14, a hand of 5, so 19 6 cards to have 4 out of 5 cards in hand and 1 card in archive to be Mars. No.
Well, he
Sure.
would just need 3 cards that are Mars in hand
I mean, he's called it 3. Why 3?
because the invasion portal gets through 4th.
Oh, for sure. Yep. Yeah.
So, but the thing is, like, I think a long time ago I did a podcast on something called game losing decisions in KeyForge because I think there are more game losing decisions than game winning decisions. Like, there are just certain things you can do. But in this case, he only discarded Eureka, Brainstem, and Smoko. So none of those were, like, it wasn't Shark, it wasn't his last Ronnie.
Fine with that. Yep. 1,
So he kind of got away with it. That could
Yeah,
have been
nice.
real bad.
Yeah. But it's, like I say, you got risk reward.
Yeah. So like that's just that's
a good play. That was a good play. It turned out to be a good. I mean, it was a good play anyway, but it was a good play that favoured him once he played it.
Yeah.
It could have been much worse.
And that means he's going to establish a big board here too.
Wolf.
That does nothing.
Yeah, it's not a threat.
And Titan Librarian's still doing work. Just probably Shadows cards.
I think so at this point, yeah. Shadows at this point. Certainly, I'd expect to see a run.
We saw him play the Mars from turn. The turn before that was Logos, so I'd expect that to be his. Hopefully, he's hoping that his Ronnie's in there and not randomly hand to get killed by Imp Spectre coming. Because man, the miasma from the Imp Spectre, I hate random discards from my hand.
Archiving a Archimedes to go with his Shark wouldn't be a bad archive either.
Oh, for sure.
So KiiVii goes with Wrath into a helper bot, and he enrages the library, which is interesting. Oh god,
there's Hysteria.
Big Hysteria turn. So Eureka and helper bot get purged. Plays his Wrath.
I feel that's
very interested if he's got Gluttony to play next to it, but I don't think he has.
Mm.
He might have. I mean, he'd be lucky if he has his draw. He's got a draw pile of 15, but it may be a clutch play for KiiVii at this point if he can play Gluttony next to Wrath. But you won't be thinking about it this hard, I don't think. Captures one on Infernus. Yeah, there you go. So he was thinking about whether he was going to use the font of the eye for capturing. and he decided it was a good idea. So KiiVii's now on check. I don't know if for the first time on turn 14. Let's see. Yes, we've got Skeleton Key, so it depends on whether he wants to pull out. Well, we're assuming those Shadows creatures in his archive for his Skeleton Key to take him off check, or does he just focus on his own board at this point and push? You've got to take him off check, surely, if you can.
Yeah.
I
think I don't care about key 1 in this scenario. I need to do whatever's an advantage to me in the following turns. Hysteria is no longer in play. We already saw both standardized testings, so if I can find a way to build a big board right now, I have a good chance of reaping the following turn.
So what
is big in this matchup?
What got Hysteria? We got a Titan Librarian and Igor. We got the Helper Bot that got purged. So I think that might be it. That's all that we know's in hand.
There's another Helper Bot still floating somewhere.
Yeah, we
I think Neutron Shark should be in his hand.
So we've gone Shadows. Now it's gone Shadows to Nerve Blast into Infernus to steal one. So it takes him off check. Ronnie comes out. So yeah, we see all the big Shadow stuff to take KiiVii not just off check, all the way down to 3. And do a bit of damage to that Infernus as well to take the 2 amber back eventually. So Mother Gun might play a part at this point to take that 2 amber back and get some Mars out next turn, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, his hand is still mostly Logos, though.
Yeah, for sure. Well, there was only 2 that we know of for sure, because there was a Helper Bot and a Titan Librarian and an Igor, but the Helper Bot got purged.
Yeah, I wish like the Hysteria card would actually tell you all the creatures that got returned in the log. But yeah, that sounds right. Logos.
So KiiVii and Logos, we've not seen any charges yet, so we can safely assume there's going to be a charge. There's an encoder, which is a great play. We've got the Discombobulator somewhere as well. Where are Pixie Chota when you need it?
Good old days.
The good old days. Pixie, Nature's Call, Pixie Chota. Rage quit. Rage quit.
Yeah, I was playing deck that could forge 3 keys in 1 turn out of Untamed yesterday, and it was pretty.
Yeah, I was sad to learn that Omar's deck, the 4 Pixie deck, was Omar out of Spain.
Yeah, W Pan, that one.
That's that Pan. Yeah, Pan's gone. Pan's lost forever.
Lost in the mail.
It did. Yeah, got lost in the mail.
What?
Yeah, he sold it. Got lost in the mail. He got €100 back for it. Insurance.
Oh god, that makes my heart hurt.
Oh, and that deck was a monster. That deck is so lovely. I don't think it's lost forever. I think some airport security guy was a Keyforge player.
He'll show up at World.
Show up at some tournament someday.
Yeah, Pan just turns up. I think it's definitely not. I think Clint's got it.
Clint bought like all the mail.
All the mail.
all of Clint has it. He owns all the postal offices and everything. Sounds good.
So here's that
WinCon. Buy all the good decks. Okay.
So Invasion Portal to get the Shockworm into hand, Mother Gun into Wrath.
Well, this is exactly what I was talking about. Like, if you can build a big enough board.
Talk to me about that play into Wrath. At that point, if he'd have gone into...
He was getting damage on him for that card. Mars needs Ember.
Yeah, but that's done nothing. Mars needs Ember has done nothing. He could have put himself on check for his second key if he went into the Infernus and took 2 amber.
Ultimately, getting in check for the second key at this moment isn't going to change the value of the amber control of his opponent.
No, I get that. I get that, but then you've got a lot of Mars creatures there that you could run into. Wrath. Wrath's not got hazardous? No? No.
No, he's just...
He's just a big boy. He's a big chunky boy. It's $100 for a $10 deck. What's not to like?
It's not to like losing an
Ha,
amazing
ha,
deck.
ha.
Shut up.
I like your style. Z, I'll give you $10. I'll give you $11 for Galaxy. You're a pound. You're $1. I'll tell you what. I'll give you £11 for Galaxy.
You could offer me a lot more than that. I would still say no. Clint cannot afford Galaxy.
That's a lie.
That was...
So KiiVii goes into Sanctum. We haven't seen Sanctum.
Ooh, Grey Rider hit on Wrath.
Gorvanel into Grey Rider to fight with a neighboring creature, which has gone into Wrath. Wrath takes out Shockworm. Yep. Very nice.
And Enrage the Mind.
Enrages the Mind Warper. Yeah, nice play. So now that Mind Warper is useless. Squire Alice to take 2. And we're back to 3 amber for KiiVii and 1 key and 2 amber for Dammat.
Way to bring that
Don't worry,
back
KiiVii. You'll get a key next game.
Somebody's asking for a link to Galaxy because I think we keep talking about it.
You brought it.
I got you. Yeah.
You brought
That's
that.
it. Galaxy Tycho. That's the one. That's the one, Brett.
Yeah.
All hype.
Right.
Got a lot of wins under his belt.
All hype. 8-0 in the Glorious U. All hype.
So we're playing in casual, mate. That's what it is.
My point differential was 17.
That's fine. You take Galaxy into casual, you're going to win. It's all gone quiet.
Yeah.
This game's kind of making us run out of things to talk about.
Dammat. Back to 1 amber. All your ambers on your opponent. Do you have standardized testings here?
So this game is starting to go the way of the previous game.
If you have standardized testing, that's pretty solid here. That gives you...
Well, you got the 2s and the 4s.
5, 9, 7 amber.
So you'd keep your ward. He'd keep his wrath, which is nearly gone.
Yeah, but still,
And
you're getting 7
keep
amber back for standardized testing.
Yeah, for sure. You keep Shockworm, everything else would go.
Callum, I don't know if you're being facetious or not, but he's like so glad we got rid of time limits in the finals. But
I mean, we want to see the decks win. Yeah. We all know the go to time rules suck. They suck even more in best of 3, by the way, if you don't actually know them.
Yeah.
Well, the 105-minute rule.
Well, no. If this had gone to time right now on this game, that just means KiiVii auto win.
Yeah.
Because he won game 1.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, but if they'd have gone to time on the 105 minutes, not 35 minute on the round.
Yeah, no, on the 105 minutes. Yeah. But based on our current time,
but in reality,
that would have happened.
But in reality, though, they would have made more gambly plays. Like they would have been a lot, like they would have went for it at some point, or they would have conceded at some point. They wouldn't have been in this situation.
Yeah, and yeah. I mean, if assuming they know that interaction, they know the rules.
See, I'm going to put this out there now, and I'm mainly because I want people to know as well. I know we decided no time limits in a final. What I am very, very against any game being played without some sort of time limit. It's what they're there for. They're there so that we don't. I know we knew the decks that we were playing against, so we couldn't get backed into a corner with a broken card with this game. But I mean, the time limits are there to control the game, and that's why we have end of game procedures. I mean, it forms part of the tournament process. Yeah. They do more good than damage.
I agree for the most part, but when this is like the final of a big event, I'd rather the people play it out.
In this situation, yeah, I'd rather they play because one, we know the decks aren't going to grind to a halt. We know the players know the decks that they're playing against. Yeah, I'm fine with it in this situation, but in a blind situation or a situation where we've got less control over it, I would never run a tournament without a time limit.
Yeah, that will never happen in like any of the monthly tournaments. So
Well, in the monthly tournaments for definite, because I mean, we
No.
got to control the time on those things
Yeah.
because I'll be staying up until 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. The official procedures do so.
Yes.
I agree. My argument back is present a better one.
The steals did present better, but unless we wanted to talk about adapting that,
No, for sure. I do agree that there's work that can be done on them, but I mean, I think there's certainly an errata that could be come out for, especially if we do organized play faced real life organized play again. I think we could look at errata in the end of game procedures, but I think they do a job. I don't. If it ever got, I've only ever seen it go to who came first once, and that sucked. That was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for sure.
I think we're seeing this wrap up. I don't think there's a way out for KiiVii anymore. There was. I'm not anymore.
What do you think about introducing draws into KeyForge? No. My answer's no. Hate the idea of draws. Games should be played and games should be won and lost. What do you think, Z?
KeyForge is my only competitive experience, so I don't actually know what draws look like in other fields that have them. So I don't really have a way. Like I have no basis of what it would look like.
I fully agree with Carl. From like my backgrounds, draws just make messes.
I've never played games with draws. I've only played Destiny competitively, other than KeyForge. I don't like the idea of draws. So things are still happening. I think we're at this point are we reserved to the fact that this is Dammat's game?
Yeah.
I think it's going through the motions now a little bit, especially with the Amber on cards. KiiVii, I would like to see KiiVii forge a key.
I don't know.
I don't know if he's going to. I think this is going to make the next game super interesting because quite clearly Dammat would not mind playing with Speria. It's about how high KiiVii pushes those keys.
I think we're going to see a helper bot into Ronnie this turn. There's a chance I'd have ran my librarian into one of these guys for 2 Amber, but I don't know what his total is going to be. There's the Ronnie! Hey, I caught it!
The sun even shines on a dog's ass some days, Z.
Still think I would have gone for the extra by killing one of the 2 creatures.
Oh, that was a White Man Can't Jump reference. I haven't watched that film in ages. I love that film.
It's a good movie.
Okay, so KiiVii's turn to take him off check. I mean, at this point, I very much doubt he's not going to, but
I mean, he'll take him off check. You've got Fawn of the Eye. It's a great card.
I'm expecting just to see
it just doesn't matter.
Just to concede at this point.
I'm
not suggesting he should concede. I'm expecting to see that he probably will. Is there a SAS limit for this tournament? No, absolutely not. And that's the beauty of adaptive, is that bringing a big old deck isn't necessarily the best tactic.
So for the people who don't know, this is the finals of the KFPL, which has been like a league that we've been doing over the last couple of months. And it was basically everybody brought 3 decks for adaptive play, and then you get to choose one of the decks basically every time you go into play. So there was no limitations, restrictions, or anything else other than that you know your opponent's going to play the deck at some point.
Bring the decks that you play best with. Yeah, for sure. And that you know how to beat. I think that's the 2 prerequisites for adaptive. One that you know that you can play well with, that you think somebody you give it to won't know how to play well with it. Mm-hmm. See, this is why I really like best of 1 adaptive, because the problem with best of 3.
There it is. There's the concession.
There's the concede, yeah, for sure.
So they need to go ahead and do bidding now in our channel, and then determine who needs to go first.
Sure. So while that's happening, so yeah, it's not an issue with best of 3, but you get to see how the deck works the first game. If they play it properly, or if they play it well enough, you get to see how the owner of that deck plays with that deck, so you can almost mirror what they're doing with it. Best of 1, you get none of that. You've just got to rock up, look at the deck, and go.
Oh, for the best of 1 short adaptive. Yeah, it's a very, very different animal. There will be very different choices in how the adaptive deck. Like, it's one of the things I said that was super important in this league, in the adaptive league, is that you win game 1. Like, that's a huge advantage in bidding later. And whether or not you go like you tilt easily, which is a whole different conversation, but still important. In the short adaptive, none of that factors in. There's only 1 game, so it's your familiarity with your deck and understanding how many chains it is compared to other decks is but the skill that it is testing in its own unique environment.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. The tactic with best of 1 is bring a massive SAS score deck. I mean, you obviously can't do it in real life, but on TCO,
a 90 stat deck that sucks.
For sure. No, obviously, clearly not that. But if you know that you've got a deck that's at 81, 82 that just doesn't perform as it should, which let's tell the truth, there are multiple. I had an 80 deck that I just couldn't win with. It just didn't work. So, but if all somebody wants to do is go onto Dex Keyforge and look at the SAS and go, right, I'm picking that deck.
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of 80 SAS Worlds Collides decks that are 80 SAS because they've got these great dinos.
Saurians for days. Yeah,
but they don't like do anything with Amber, or if they can, it's not, just doesn't happen enough because they have no F. So yeah, there's tons of stuff like that.
Oh, thanks
the
for
chat. The chat is commenting on the bearded planet.
Okay, so let's take a moment to talk about this event.
It looks like you're frozen as well, man. You're frozen on the old screen.
He's active now.
Your camera's frozen, is it? Oh, there he is. Look, yeah, I'm a little bit behind. Look at that.
Yeah, but anyway, let's talk a little bit about this short adaptive format that we have coming up, and the prizes and stuff. So Z, take it away. It's your baby.
Yeah. So January 9th, the prizes are going to be similar as before. The first place will get 25%, and then it kind of trickles down for the top 8. If we can get more than 128 people, which I'm still hoping for 150 this coming month, we're going to expand the prize pool to be the top 16. Because at that point, it's just worth it to have that more people get cut into the money. And it's short adaptive, so you pick a deck, you'll get to see your opponent's deck. There's been a lot of questions about the pip thing. You will get to see the enhancements on their deck. It will be in the DOK image as part of the requirement to verify decks. So you will have that knowledge to bid with. So you'll choose the deck you think is better. If you both choose the same deck, it will be as if that person had just won, like that deck had just won 2 games, and the owner of that deck bids 0, the other person bids, and then you do normal, and then whoever wins the bid plays with that deck. And then you go from there. One aspect. Oh, go ahead.
I was saying we talk about the prizes as well. So you said that you're going to go down to the top 16 after 128.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're still doing the cash prizes all the way down to top 8 up to 128, but it's going to be the top 4 again get invites.
Oh yeah, the top 4 in the season 2. Yeah, for this league that we're running here. So yeah, if you want to earn your spot to take on Dammat or KiiVii in season 2, because they are invited as top 16 members from season 1, you can give it a go at them, and it'll be Triad. And then you can see if you could become the next Grand Keyforge, whatever.
Oh wow, well, that's what we need to do. We need to come up with a title for the winner.
Yes, we do. That is in a trophy.
Maybe we put that out. Yeah, that's a really interesting point.
We need a cup like the Stanley Cup, where you just put like plaques on every time somebody wins.
Also, as well, probably a good shout out at this point, but we'll constantly do it because the support that Mike Casper's given us and the guys at Luxury Playstyle again have put a $75
gift
voucher
card.
gift card voucher, whatever we call it, to his store at Luxury Playstyle. And again, if you haven't seen those tokens, which I'm pretty sure most people have by now, but if you haven't, go and take a look at the Luxury Playstyle stuff because it is unbelievable. I mean,
all right.
Second
Cutting back to the
all
game.
Right, so
the
they're
bidding
back.
has started.
They're starting. They just went crazy.
1, 2, 3.
Because Carl wouldn't stop.
So
them.
Dammat currently is bidding for Uv on 3.
They give no care for process, do they? Look at them.
They'd
They're
never
just
do.
so excited, so keen.
One said, I'm ready. The other said, here I am. And they started bidding. All right, KiiVii.
KiiVii's up to 4
Jumps that
through.
big bid of 3 with a big 4. This is like watching the Amber gain on last game.
What number are we going to? What number are you going to? Quick Z, what number are you going
9.
to prove? You're going to 9! I'm not going to 9.
I go. I let him have Uv at 8.
I'd have it. Oof, 8 was exactly the number I had in my head. Was 8.
But
I
we're
mean-
seeing a huge pause. KiiVii bidded 4. Dammat says thinking.
Because Dammat, he wouldn't mind taking his own deck. You saw how well he played it. He
They're
played it
in TCO
incredibly.
right now. I think Dammat probably needs to look that it's 3 keys to 0.
Yeah, but he knows how well he played. He played that deck so well. So we got 6 from Fireson. Not tonight says 7.
I think this break in him thinking is to if he wants to go to 6 instead of just betting 5, which I think he should.
Yeah, there is some math in there about like what you think you would go to, whether +1 is where you stop. So if he doesn't want to stop on, like if he doesn't want it at 6 and prefer KiiVii to have it at 7, that might be what he's thinking about.
Yeah. Because that's where the real penalty starts, right? Like the double card penalty.
Well, and remember, KiiVii gets to decide who goes first.
Yep.
That's another thing that we didn't like while we're waiting on them at pausing. So the first player is still randomized after the bidding for sure.
Oh, he stopped at 4. Whoa, that's a big call.
All right.
Sorry, Z, you were mid flow then, but I couldn't let that go.
Yeah, no, that is shocking to me.
KiiVii going first on 4 chains.
So he's like, yeah, well, there you go. Then 4 chains become 2 straight away.
Yeah.
Oh, this is. Oh, so we're back to game 1, everybody.
And you have 2 Eurekas in deck. Like this is just that's no chains. That's basically 0 chains.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, 4's low. I mean, I'll go back to my original point. Dammat played his deck incredibly well in game 1. For anybody that didn't see it, it was so close. 4 changes. 4 chains is going to hinder KiiVii.
But that's the thing. Like we knew the shadows that was in the archive. As close as it looked, KiiVii could have like kept him off check for at least 3 more turns.
Yeah, it's something.
Okay,
something
for
I
sure.
said after the round. I was like, it wasn't as close as it looked because KiiVii
like Jupiter was on it. He said that right away, and that's like that. Like when you go back and look at it, you're going to see what looks like a key-to-key game in that last check scenario that we're all used to. But it was not that close. Like KiiVii could have kept him off check because of the helper bots and all that for many more turns while continually going through his deck.
Yeah, for sure.
But we'll see.
I'm fine with that.
Let's see if there can be the overcoming because I think if KiiVii hits Eureka like first turn, that's going to be huge.
For sure.
Yeah,
I need 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Oh, we'll see you back in 30 seconds. All right. But yeah,
we got to recreate anyway.
Yeah, we've got time. Remember that game where I had to do this 9 times?
The record for the league was 13.
Nice.
That was horrible. And this is why I keep begging.
Come on. TCO, fix this, please.
13 times was the record. I think that was by just a guy playing, if I remember. But I could be wrong. I don't remember.
I do remember him saying something about it.
Too many things like that happen though. This is the last game still. Yeah. Hasn't updated.
Yeah, the chat is now saying that 4 for decks that because KiiVii is playing the kind of deck that I play most of the time. I play high efficiency, lots of archive, lots of ways to turn your cards like helper bot. 4 chains is 0. Like that's not gonna play any different. Like it's like you're not gonna feel it. It's never going to affect you. It's not going to hurt your tempo enough.
Excuse me.
All
right, so damn it, it's still 1. So let's try again.
All right.
Here we go.
Not...
I'll let you know when they hit it. That way you don't have to chase it with them.
I mean, I could just doesn't take any effort.
Yeah, I guess.
Press watch.
That's fair, but we'll see what happens. I know Uv and KiiVii's hand is pretty fatal. He has quite the good track record with it. It's kind of like Yuri playing his Martian Generosity deck. It's gross. And we have another Dammit start. That's 3. We're gonna set the record right here again.
I hope not. Man, the 9 times that I went through it was brutal enough.
Oh god, it is horrible when it happens.
Yeah, I think there's like this thing and the request for the rematch to like spectators to follow are the two main
Yay!
things I
We
want
got a
TCO to
winner.
address. All right, winner,
Wow.
chicken dinner. They need to do the chains.
Oh, I'm back. I wondered what was going on.
All right,
Recreating, I'm
make,
guessing.
just make sure
We had to
Leo-
recreate. It took 4 tries, so here we are.
Okay, there's
Oh,
Leo.
good.
Okay, we got Leo back. All right, so we're good to go. I see Leo. That's he's the one recording, so his teammate can come along whenever.
I'm in.
Yeah,
Jupiter's got to go.
I don't gotta go. I'm old. What do? I sit at home and watch Harlan.
I mean, got to go. GTG is got to go.
Good
Yeah,
to, good
Old
to
Planet
go.
might not know
Good to
what that
go.
stands
God
for.
damn it, old man.
It means that you're leaving Jupiter.
Good to go.
Yeah.
That's not what that means.
Good
No.
to go.
AFK. All for Keyforge.
All for Keyforge. It is. AFK. That's what the French taught me.
Means away from Keyforge. Away from Keyforge. Away from keyboard, old man.
I've been saying okay GTG the whole season and nobody's called me out on it except for you guys because you guys are clowns.
They're all laughing
How
behind
are
you.
they going to call you out? They're not talking to you.
They're all laughing behind your back, man.
That's fine. Then I'm entertaining. Don't listen to what I say, just listen to what I mean.
Yeah, go continue digging that graveyard.
Mhm. I'll be dead soon. It'll be good.
All right, here we go. Hopefully this one lasts less than an hour.
Well, they've got their own decks, so let's see what happens.
Wet Paint
WP,
is actually
Wet Paint.
that's a great
Like that.
that's a great song. Sesame Street, Harlan loves it. So this is the last game of season 1. The last round.
Jupiter, what are you trying to type?
Home. I typed
Oh my days. Oh.
you guys are silly.
Did you read what you typed, Jupiter?
It's very obvious. I said it was home, and I typed the O with the E on accident. I don't even know how that's possible, other than when my fingers.
Yeah, the O and the E are nowhere near each other on the keyboard.
No, they're not.
It's you and your old monkey hands.
You're right. I have no feeling in my fingertips. You are absolutely correct. This is 90% of my typos. Good luck. Have fun.
Right, let's go. Let's go. There's some Keyforge to be played. There's some money on the line. Let's go.
GLHF is definitely good luck. Have fun. So.
KiiVii straight into a Eureka. Bye-bye chains.
Yep. There you go. Is what it is.
Right, I mean, bye-bye chains. He's clearly got a hand of 6 cards if he wants it. That's what I'm getting at. So yeah, I'm not being flippant. Bye-bye chains, but yeah.
That's actually
I
a really
mean,
good start on the other side, though.
that is a big
Wait.
old Sanctum board coming out. Yeah, for sure.
Watch this be standard. No. Watch. No, he doesn't have standard. So shark, not enough targets for it.
Sharks, no good for him.
Wow, if this ends up being reap for 4, that's going to be pretty significant.
I mean, we wanted to see it turn 1 with the Sanctum Reap for 4. I mean, if you can get the Shark out here, there you go. So he's going to get rid of a couple. So both Squire Alice's. Okay, I'm not against that.
Oh yeah, I can definitely go for the Navion. Squire's garbage. Anything can. Got all 3 hits too.
Very nice. Keep the angry mob. You can keep your angry mob. Yeah, for sure. Oh, he's discarded his brainstem though. I mean, that's not. You don't want to see that. If you've got a choice of cards out of your deck, you don't want to get rid out of the Shark. Is the
He also discarded one of his.
the brainstem. But yeah, if you've got rid of your Stim Rager as well, it's not as bad as it could be. Okay, so we've both seen these. I don't think anybody can accuse this deck of being a bad draw or a bad start. I think we've seen the start we needed to see. Both decks are performing as they should, and both players, I'm sure, are going to be playing as well as they should. So it's got us nailed down for a good final game. So a Fish and Bloom into a Causal Loop, a Diametric Charge into his own Angry Mob.
I mean, it is turn 3, and someone has 4 Amber, so that's
It's feeling good.
Hey, someone's on check.
Check.
It's not
turn
turn
3.
8.
Check. Let's go. Let's go. No more C. Has he got any more C in his? He's got his Shark gone. He's got his Orbital Bombardment. He's got his Destroy Them All. So there's still some C there. He's not only got the his Hard C and Shark. Hard C Creature Control for those that aren't that don't use the letters for decks of Keyforge. I've only started doing it since I've been speaking to Z.
Yeah. What?
So straight back into Sanctum for Dammat. We've got a Lieutenant Governor. We've got a Bring Low, and to capture 1 Amber from KiiVii, take him off check. That is a lot of Sanctum. You are right, because KiiVii's calling a lot of Sanctum being played. So yeah, it does seem like the top of the deck was stacked with Sanctum. So
Yeah, had that Shark not come up when it did, this could have been very, very quick on the other side. But it didn't happen that way.
I mean, this is it as well. We've lost the last chain, and KiiVii is in a better position.
For sure.
So those chains have done, pardon my Yorkshire, but nout.
Mm-mm.
And for friends across the other side of the pond, that is North England for absolutely nothing.
Does he have Infernus?
You'd have thought at this point, if he's cycled his entire Sanctum and he's got 3 in there, you'd expect to see 1. Does he want to play Infernus at this point, or would you let your would you just play into the first key, try and put yourself in a better board position?
Well, I mean, Infernus can hit Eureka, Miasma. If you have a second Infernus, you can go ahead and get rid of the Shark and 1 Ronnie, or the Shark and the Antenna.
It's a lot of shadows.
Yeah, 4, 7.
I mean, yeah, out of the 2 hands, it has been quite a it's been a dream start for KiiVii. It's been a dream start for both, but KiiVii's come out better for sure. Oh, I mean, it goes without saying. I don't know why I've got to say that, but yeah.
I mean, just because of the Shark hitting all 3, like that was huge. It would have been very different had that not happened.
Just in the chat as well, Tommy, I see that you said, "Man, can you say note?" I did say North of England. I said Yorkshire to start off with, and then I did say North of England says note. So I want. What's the word I'm looking for? I won't leave you out.
We did just do did do a burn the stockpile that's based on everybody's team logos, and England had a lot of logos to talk about. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, yep. You talked about the Snufflegators. I'm in the Snufflegators. Steel City Snufflegators. Sheffield represent. Let's go.
Yeah, I thought we did pretty good with it. It was a really fun one, and we wanted to get it right. So the first take of it took 3 hours, and we had to cut back. So we had to go a second one.
I liked the purge there. He chose to go for Eureka and Shark and get that out of there.
Yeah, that Shark had to go.
In case this does go long.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that Shark disappearing. I mean, he only had to take 1 Amber anyway, so purging the Shark and the Eureka.
That changes the game.
So 2 helper bots into. I'm assuming it can't be more shadows. Yeah, there we go. It's got to be 1 Mars.
Just playing cards.
Another Mars. Play another Mars. There we go.
Yep.
Just playing cards.
Dumping cards. Back in the check.
He's trying to stay in check, yeah. It's going to be important at this point now, because he's kind of behind now with losing the Shark. That's huge.
Oh, I don't know if it's behind. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's. I mean, I'd rather take his position at this point. And he's cycling.
I don't know why he put Infernus on that side of the Wrath. Like, because Pride's in deck.
Yeah,
you got other good stuff to taunt away. I don't know. That was weird.
I mean, and there's not even anything he can run that Infernus into to get rid of it to put Pride in its place. So yeah, it's.
like I'm looking at KiiVii's like discard and his purge pile, and I'm not like all his end game stuff is pretty much out. Like it's out of cycle right now, so it's kind of
Yeah, but
scary.
KiiVii.
he'll flip back around
Yeah,
unless it gets purged.
but that means that Dammit has time now to set up his sins and stuff. It could get dangerous. That's all I'm saying.
This could be a big turn because he takes him off check just by fighting here. Governor,
Yeah.
whatever.
Infernus time.
If he does have both Infernuses,
I mean, he's even
This is
calling
gonna
it. He's
be a
calling it in
huge
the chat. That's bold. He's calling Infernus time in the chat, so something's happening. So he's got 2 Infernuses in hand. He's going to have to. What's he going to run?
It kills the helper bots.
Governor
Steals the
knows.
helper
Governor
bots.
knows.
He's just going to reap a book. No, he's fine. What's he running it into? Shockworm, surely.
Yeah.
Ronnie,
Killing the
interesting.
Ronnies,
Okay.
Oh, he wants to purge it.
probably.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I think getting rid of the helper bots is a good choice too.
I mean, the helper bots are fine as a catalyst, but if the stuff that you're going to use helper bot on's disappeared.
That's true. That's true. And the miasma is already.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, helper. I'm not sort of saying
No,
that
I
helper
get
bot isn't a good card, but I'm saying if you're going to use a helper bot into a Ronnie, I'd just bin the Ronnie.
Yeah, well, all 3 Ronnies are in discard now, so.
Yeah, they're going.
And the miasma, so.
He's going to Hysteria in hand. I mean, he seemed excited and quite confident with his infu time. So I'm assuming he's going to be playing the other 2 Infernuses, Hysteria in them back,
You
and then
give him a key
and then
though.
playing 3 Hysterias.
To dismantle his deck, that's not a bad trade.
A key 1 to dismantle your deck is a bold shout.
Because he could take the brainstem antenna, he could take the miasma, 2 Ronnies, like.
This key one does not matter.
Yeah.
No, I'd let him have. I'd let him have the key to take 6 cards, 6 clutch cards out of discard.
And he gets 4 more. Like he's getting. Like,
I mean, it could end up being more than 6. He might have another Infernus.
yeah, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, but the first Infernus was already out.
Right.
So he's going to get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 clutch cards. 10
Yeah,
clutch
that's what I'm
cards for a key. Absolutely.
That's why he put Infernus there.
Yeah, Infernus. Yeah.
He didn't want it to die.
There you go. Oh, it all starts to make sense, doesn't it, when you when you can get in the head of the players and understand what they're doing 2 turns later. This is why I don't like jumping to conclusions going, that's a bad play, because it usually, I mean, at this level, it's not a bad play. They've got something. There's something that's warranted what they've done. There's the info. Okay, Hysteria's happening. You're losing all that amber, KiiVii. Don't worry. Oh no, you're not. You're not. You're just losing cards.
He's gonna lose a lot of cards. He could lose.
He's got
amber.
no.
If he really wants
no,
to, he could.
He could
burn
take
2
out.
amber.
Yeah, he could take his bring low and his charge out for 2, but I don't know if that's worth it. But then
I'm
again,
not bothered about keeping Bring Low or what we got. Bring Low or Diametric Charge. Both of them for me are going. So I'm taking you off check with 1 Infernus. I'm taking a Ronnie and a Helper Bot and a Ronnie and a Nerve Blast. Wow. This is a big turn. This is a big play. So you could take him off check and get rid of all 3 Ronnies.
2 Ronnies, Nerve Blast, Helper Bot. Everything else you're keeping, you don't want in your second.
You don't want it anyway. Oh my god. Okay. He's reconnected, so damn, it's back.
it just takes him a minute.
What we got in chat? So there's the Infernus. Let's see what goes. We're expecting both Ronnies. We're expecting a Nerve Blast and a Helper Bot, and then Diametric Charge and Angry Mob. The Angry Mob.
He didn't want to get rid of his bring low, so now he'll take the other pip from his other side.
There's no other pips.
There's no other pips
pip.
in
That's weird.
KiiVii's discard.
Guess he's gonna give up the key.
That's really interesting. Unless he's just trying to.
Well, no, that's what I was saying earlier. I don't.
Yeah, so he could just cycle the entire deck. Yeah, because if he plays another Angry Mob now, it just cycles his entire deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a big. Yeah, I mean, big play. Yeah, for sure. I'm happy with that. But slowing him down by taking him off check for an extra turn, is it worth? Yeah, it's probably worth it. Who would have thought just having 2 angry mobs in the deck and being able to purge one of them would be such a good idea? I wonder if they actually thought about that when they
That
developed
purge
it.
pile looks pretty.
So as well as the purge, we've got
there's the capture.
we've got an inspector, we've got a wraith, we've got a wrath, sorry, and we've got a pride and a capture
And he took him
on
off
the
check.
Infernus. Oh my days! So that's a big turn.
That's tough.
That's as big of a turn as I've seen in quite some time.
Right now,
So we were just focusing on the Infernuses, but then he dropped the Bone Saw and Inspector, and then
Does that
a
mean there's another Infernus in his hand still, though?
Yes, he kept one.
1,
He
2.
kept one. There was 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's no target. What's the other target?
Well, I mean, he could still start purging empty cards, but I like this because he knows unless there's a board wipe coming, which there isn't one. Like we know there's not
he comes
one.
back and reap.
You just reap out, and then you can purge Amber if he plays Amber.
For sure, KiiVii sat there panicking, potentially panicking, knowing that if he plays any of these clutch cards in his deck, that the Infernus is sat there and it's just going to get gobbled up. So destroy them all does nothing for him because it's going to get gobbled up. Eureka's going to go.
I understand now that why the Infernus was where he was last turn. Again, I don't like the Wrath placement because I would leave a spot for Gluttony. Come on.
You're right, but at the same time, if Gluttony's getting dropped with the Pride there, it's getting warded anyway.
Protecting the
so
yeah.
Still, more protection. It's more protection.
Yeah, but there's not that much C in his deck. There's not that much creature control that's going to do too much. There's nothing. We've seen it in game 1 that if Gluttony comes down with a ward on it, there is nothing in house that can take Gluttony off.
The one thing is Shark.
Shark's
gone.
Yep.
Purge pile has Shark, has 3 Ronnies, has a Brainstem Antenna, a Stem Rager, a Eureka, and a Miasma. It's a nice purge pile.
And he's just played 2 cards. So yeah, there's 2 cards just been played with Amber on. So you're not forging this card this time either.
I'm pretty sure all those cards in the purge pile were the ones that we were talking about before the game.
Yeah, and he's going to lose his stash and his whistling darts to take him off check again potentially. Nerve Blast's still in there, but at this point, I'd rather take him off check than take the Nerve Blast. I think
he's set up for a gigantic Mars Needs Amber, though.
Yeah, he is.
So that part's interesting.
Oh wow, yeah,
that's 5 swing.
That is oh, what a good game. So there's no way at this point you can't go dis. You've got to either hope he's bluffing, which he's definitely not bluffing. This isn't a situation where he'd bluff that.
Even if he Mars needs Ambers, though, like the Amber's gonna be on creatures, and he doesn't have a way to really deal with the creatures. Like he's not fighting much. Like there's not a lot that's gonna get through this at this point because he's already gotten rid of like all of his tools, right? Except for like the
no, he has. He has gone Sanctum. Okay. So you're just gonna get a free turn. Try and get a free turn out of it before that Mars Needs Amber comes down.
That was reap for 6. What?
I'm reaping at that point. That's again. I spoke about it earlier, but this is why I lose. Yeah, actually, yeah.
And ward, but we saw him do that in game 1. Like he had a chance to reap for 4, pride up his wards, and then make him answer, and he didn't do it that game either.
So All For One just said in the chat that Gluttony cares not for Mars Needs Amber, but no, that's if he's got Gluttony in hand. There's still 12 cards in his draw. Yeah, I absolutely agree. If he had Gluttony in his hand at that point and went Sanctum, that's as close to me saying maybe a wrong play because you drop the Gluttony, you ward it, and then if he does go Mars Needs Amber, you just take it all back. So I'm assuming he's not done that.
I think he plays the Gorvenal here because he knows he's going back hard into Dis, and he can use the Gorvenal as a way to take Amber, though. And so now all the Mars creatures, he can fight the boards off so that he's just not going to be able to recover because the only thing he literally has is the Orbital Bombardment, and the Orbital Bombardment is going to only be so good because there's already like a decent amount of stuff out of the way. Well,
I think I know why he chose Sanctum, because he wanted to land the orb to guarantee he could play Gluttony the next turn. I still just reap for 6. Like,
I think we're all I think we're all we're all saying the same thing in a different way. I think he's tried to get this free turn out of it. I think at that point, if he had Gluttony in hand, he would have played Gluttony, warded it, and then Mars Needs Amber means nothing because Gluttony would have just taken it all back anyway.
Yeah, but now he can get the gluttony.
But now he can get it. I think he's just tried to get a free turn out of Sanctum. That even if he does get hammered by a Mars Needs Amber,
Well, he sees that coming
he
with
can
all the
still
damage.
he can recover. He can still recover from it.
Yeah, he sees that with the damage. Like he doesn't want to deal with that.
See, there are people saying that. I think we're torn. We're torn in chat as well. There's people saying orb, and there's people saying reap. I'm reaping at that point. I'm on that side of the fence, but I totally get the orb.
The orb is more heads up.
Yeah. Well, and we knew we had Infernus in hand.
Mm-hmm.
So
now he has Infernus and Gluttony coming next turn, plus all the value. And that Inspector is scary because he can't really afford to get more cards purged from him. It's kind of crazy.
So I don't even know if I haven't got a competitive deck with Orbin. You just forget how good it is.
I do. I have one, and it's very good. It has 3 Mark of Dis and 3 Infernus, and Orb of Wonder is hilarious.
Yeah. You just totally forget. Basically, it's just a reverse dependency, isn't it? It's just
It's
it's very good.
Yep.
It's a dark ambered Nepenthe seed that the Sanctum put away in their vault.
Yeah, this is definitely a thinking turn. I mean, what could KiiVii be thinking about here? I mean, he's going to be panicking about that. I think he's got a handful of Mars, expecting that he would have reaped 6 times then for that big Mars Needs Amber turn.
I think he's trying to set up because, like, he sees Orb 2. He knows that Gluttony's coming. He needs to find a way to set up to answer it in the following turn. So that's what the tanking was. That's why he tanked.
You know what? I'd be surprised if he just played a Mother Gun. I think that's
past.
No, he's gonna play
Mother Gun and pass. So he's plays the orbital bombardment. Plays the invasion portal to get another creature, which he's done. Gets his mind warper. Plays the orbital bombardment, and then plays the Mother Gun and passes.
He does show that there is Mars Needs Ember in this hand.
Yeah. And so it's weird that he didn't.
But he doesn't have the Mother Gun. Okay.
It's weird that he didn't play that first though and get more amber out of that, right? But I'm sure there's a
play what first. His opponent has no amber.
Oh, it's right. It's 0. That's why.
I think at this point, now that he's done that, I give up on Mars Needs Amber, and I just play on. You got to play all the Mars out for sure.
Well, yeah, he has to draw a card. He has to draw the 2 cards basically to make sure the deck flips, so his Infernus is out of play.
Yep, all the Mars has got to go out. Yep, for sure. Don't sit on Mars Needs Amber.
He has to protect his hand. Does he kill the Inspector just to make sure that card goes away? That'd be interesting.
With what? What's he going to kill it with?
He can't kill it. He's down to 5. He's got to get rid of 1 more card. There it is. So he's flipping the deck. That's good. And this is where he regrets not reaping.
And playing the Infernus when the discard was there.
Mm-hmm.
Great play by KiiVii.
Very. But Logos now? Guessing.
Yeah. I mean, we've not seen any Logos out of Dammat
there are
yet.
2 cards. 2 cards.
Yeah, for sure. So this is definitely... He's either been holding on to a lot of Logos or he's just not drawn into it. I mean, both are feasible, but yeah, we've got to see a Logos turn out of him. So is this the double standardized testing? It is. So what we're losing if that goes? We got 1s and 2s, so it's not really going to hurt. Okay. Sorry, 2s and 4s. So he loses Infernus, but it also him Spectre. So there's one. Yeah, there we go. So he's hitting Knuckles Bolton. Not the best hit. Yeah.
That's another Shadows card in the Purge. That's good for KiiVii.
Yeah, well, that's a good period. The card sucks.
I'm just saying, like, the numbers are going towards where he's going to be down to 2 houses, and that's not bad at this point, since all the value of Shadows is gone.
I think the card sucks now that Demo Beast is a thing. Because it's exactly the same card, but less strong. Demo
Oh,
Beast. Demo
he
Beast.
missed on using the Fission Bloom too. Sad. He might be tilted.
He didn't play anything. Oh, Diametric Charge. Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
Bolton sucks, but Bolton sucks now. Bolton didn't suck when it came out. Remember all the way back to AOA. Bolton was all right in AOA.
What?
He was one of Carl's favorites. Leave Carl alone.
They weren't one of my favorites at all. Scowly Caper was my favorite in AOA. He was a big dog.
I didn't say the favorite, but you've always defended Knuckles.
I don't even. I can't even remember speaking about him before. I don't think he's trash.
I'll bring it back to you. I got that one on a stream.
I don't think he's trash. I think Laminda's trash.
I think they're equivalently bad Shadow Creature.
Demo Beast. No, which is it Techno Beast then? What's Skirmish Elusive?
Umbra Beast.
Umbra Beast. It is Umbra Beast. You're right. Yeah. So many bleeding names.
Umbra Beast and
Umbra Bob.
Lyco Thief.
Thief. They're all confusing.
Those are both Knuckles Bolton.
But better.
No. All of them are bad.
Well, yeah, but they're not 3-0, are they? They're 4. I think 4-1, and Umbra Beast 4-1.
And the game is still going on.
Shut up, Z. And a mutant as well. Yeah, so he even gets hit with a Vault's Blessing.
That your opponent plays, yeah. That'd be nice.
And Dammat's turn. He's playing Angry Mob versus Screaming Cave.
So cycle his deck if he hits mob. I don't know if that does it.
Yeah, so he's smite fighting. So he's cycling his deck. So out of 6, who's he fighting? Who goes? Shockworm?
Helper Bot?
Depends on if he cares about the reap this turn or not. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Goes for board because he knows he's super behind.
Encoder goes. It's a big hit. Discombobulator goes.
Well, no, he shuffled his deck because of that. Because there's not another mob that's perched.
Right.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he did purge the first one, didn't he?
That's what we. If I said he was a Screaming Cave.
I think I did make that reference earlier, didn't I? It's getting late in the UK, man. It's 11 o'clock.
I'm old, but at least I can think about what I'm talking about. I just say it wrong. You just get confused.
KiiVii's gonna just keep playing tempo, gaining Ember.
This is a tempo win now, isn't it? Surely. I mean, he has purged some big cards, but I think.
I mean, this is basically where they were in game 1. He's a little bit worse off because all 3 Ronnies in game 1 they didn't get to the 3rd Ronnie.
Right.
But he also still had Miasma in cycle game 1. He doesn't have the Shark, but
he's in a better position though. I mean, he's way better off than he was in game 1.
That turn, that Orbital Bombardment, was he not reaping and warding up your own guys on the previous turn was
again
critical.
Again.
Like, ward destroys AoA and Coda sometimes. Like, you gotta take advantage of it when you can.
Absolutely.
like AoA and Coda were not designed to deal with ward. Like, yeah, it's not that way.
I don't know what it was like for you guys, but when we take a step back and we actually think about just before Worlds Collide came out and we found out about ward, we were so upset because we were sure it was going to break the game.
That's why some of the best decks in the world are Worlds Collide.
Exactly, and I sort of think now we sometimes forget that AoA and Coda do not deal well with ward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you see cross at play, a lot of decks just go in and crush some of the better Coda decks.
Oh, for sure. There's the problem. So when you speak with the devs, what they tried to do with Worlds Collide is obviously Coda and AoA were very action heavy, and they tried to make it very creature heavy in Worlds Collide, which they obviously succeeded with because they were big Saurians and loads of ward all over the place. But
Starlights at all play effects, yeah.
Just made it so impossible to play against.
He discards his deck again.
Yeah, so Angry Mobs come down again. Discards the whole thing.
The walking.
7 for 7 with Awakened Nightmare. Reaps with Wrath.
He needs one more. Play one more. One more
I
disc
think this
creature.
is it. I think he's getting his second. He's getting his second key at this point. I think. Oh no, there's your Infernus. Okay,
There you go.
no key for you this turn, KiiVii.
What does he get with this Infernus? That's the question.
He's got to kill one. Well, it doesn't matter if he kills
No,
it.
no, he's gone over his
Probably
Awakened
wants to
Nightmare.
take Amber.
Archimedes Hidden Stash? I think that's the call.
I mean, I don't care about Archimedes too much anymore.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. Shark's gone. Never mind. You're right.
Yeah. Just going for
He's
Amber
taking
here
the
is
Amber.
fine.
Yeah.
But again, that's more Shadows cards. Like
Yeah.
that's probably not
I think
great.
I think that hurts because of the orbital bombardment, right? Like we don't like he's now going to be able to get back to his Mars and have some board control, and as long as he protects the bombardment, he still has a chance. Because that's what got him out of the first pickle that he was in. And drawing a ton of Mars cards to go with it at the right time was perfect. So that was.
I mean, yeah, he's got a draw pile of 23. I mean, there's still at the very least 3 or 4 turns before he can get into that position again. I think.
Well, the orbital bombardment's not in the discard pile, is it? No. So it's going back towards his hand.
You're not going to chain yourself, though, are you?
He
Surely.
still has to destroy the mall somewhere too, right?
Yeah.
No, didn't that go?
No.
No.
No, he took. Oh, that's right. He took the Stim Rager, didn't he?
His Mars is dangerous. It's like his win con at this point.
Yeah.
That's like why I'm not sure if I get the 2 Amber, but I guess you have to do that at this point. You're too far behind to let him have another key.
While there's some thought going on as to what's being discarded, Fatal Push has just said unnerf bait and switch to help keep Kota relevant. Oh, Z's jumped in and said agree.
I agree.
I could not disagree more.
I don't think it should have been nerfed in the beginning.
I agree with the LA thing, even though it like made one of the best decks in the world not that.
No.
Bait should have never been nerfed. That's just bad players throwing fits.
Yep.
No. Do you know what the original ruling on bait and switch was before they released it? What the original dev was?
Switch Amber. File.
Switch Amber. Switch Amber.
Yep.
So
Bait
I forged the key,
switch.
and you're on 12. So I'm just going to take your 12 Amber. Thank you very much. Apparently Garfield was adamant that was the way the card needed to work, but FFG sort of vetoed it.
I liked how it used to be. Now it's just a bad card.
Hardly ever relevant.
Yeah, it's just a bad card. It's not worth holding. Rarely gets you more than one.
I
Like,
disagree.
Ronnie is better than the current bait and switch. Like by a lot.
I disagree that bait and switch is a bad card. It's just not the card it used to be. I think it was. Yeah, I agree with the
it's pretty
nerf.
bad.
The people that didn't agree with the nerf are the people that got butthurt because they had an LA bait and switch deck that was absolutely disgusting.
Right, but you take the way that they nerfed down to LA, that was plenty. Bait and switch is still like a positional card. Like you have to be in a bad position to get burned by it.
You think they'd learn by it, but by set 4 they'd made lateral shift. They're making these cards. The cards they still come out. So I don't want to see that in any set.
All right, so we got to Dammit back to play Gluttony. He had to go hack the Gluttony into the game. Just kidding.
Yeah, but now we're going to see Destroy Them All. It's going to kill Gluttony.
Yeah.
Oh,
no. Into Logos, standardized testing.
No, Eureka.
Eureka, hopefully.
He doesn't have standardized testing. Wrong deck.
Yeah.
Wrong deck, sorry, yes, you're right. So what's he going into? Eureka, he's clearly...
Wait, was he gambling? Does he have...
Yeah, he's clearly archived something he didn't want to...
I mean, there's nothing really in Logos that he would be trying to hit here, I don't think. I think this is just a, I'm going to take a turn to push my card draw.
Yeah, so he's forging next turn. I mean, yeah, he's so far behind, he's thinking, let him have that 4 Amber if he can forge his second key, I think is probably the play at this
He's
point.
rebuilding his orbital bombardment because he knows he needs it.
Well, Gluttony's taking 4 Amber, 5, 6, 7 Amber at this point, so if he had orbital bombardment in hand...
No, he had to get to it.
Needed to play at the point.
I'm saying, I think he had to get to it. That's why he Eureka'd. It drew him extra cards. Got him some amber too.
I mean, this is a big play. This is a big turn.
Mm-hmm.
This is before we don't even know what's in hand or archives. So
Well, there's no
he's got
discards, so Infernus is off the board.
Yeah.
Gluttony for 4 amber, 5 amber with his Reap, 6 amber, 7 amber with Wrath.
Mm-hmm. But that means it means KiiVii's gonna get his second
Font
key.
of the Eye at a wrong time. I mean,
Second key though for KiiVii.
Well, he didn't have any. He didn't kill any.
Yeah.
he didn't destroy anything. Okay.
Now we're gonna see. I'm guessing Mars.
I mean, bombardment means nothing at this point.
Kills 3 creatures.
Yeah. I don't.
And he has the portal too. Like I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Oh yeah, I mean he's just got 7 amber for free there, so I mean he's done his damage.
Right, but he's up 2 keys because he didn't take away KiiVii's chance to. The Eureka got him to his second key.
Okay, so while this is okay, well I've got a question to ask you.
I'm guessing orbital bombardment and Marzian's amber for 3.
I destroy them all too. I think.
Well, yeah.
You
After.
don't, yeah. What you taking, Bauble? You got to take Bauble.
Or like I think yeah. Like if you kill a gluttony, you don't the font's not as good, but Bobble's definitely dangerous. But maybe not. Maybe font. Isn't font Omni? Yeah.
Yes.
I would probably take font here.
You have to have destroyed a creature, though. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but like the bobble is only good. It means he has to take a turn to go to another house and come back and get it going. But font is like immediate, so I don't know. Either one is okay. It depends on what their hands are. Oh, there's an orbital. You see Mind Warper, Exterminate, destroy them all, in a Shockworm.
Doesn't have. Oh, it does have Mars needs, but yeah, he just didn't show it.
Well, he didn't want to deal too much
Yeah,
damage.
don't want to kill. Yeah, don't want to kill anything. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
I guess he could have showed one more. He could have had 4 damage on Gluttony.
Unnecessary, isn't it?
He's probably destroyed them all on Gluttony.
Yeah, there's gotta be gluttony.
Oh yeah, if it's here's 3 free amber.
It's not. I mean, it was his anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a question for you while Dammat's thinking. Fatal Push has just said, do you think that purging an opponent's entire deck before they win is a viable game plan? You mean Mill? Keep Mill out of Keyforge. I will quit as soon
There are decks that can do it.
I know. I'd shake the hand and walk away before it happened. Keep Mill out of Keyforge.
I've seen.
Build a wall around Mill decks.
I think one of my teammates was testing a triple Hysteria, triple Infernus deck like a week ago.
I know there was someone in the US as well that had, as soon as Worlds Collide came out, didn't they win a Volto with a real purge heavy deck?
Yeah, it was Justin.
That's right. Yes, it was. Yeah.
TTR.
Yeah, for sure. Bring Mill into Keyforge. Shut up, Brett. No.
I'm here to kill and to mill.
So Dammat goes into Infernus. He purges a Mars Needs Amber and Orbital Bombardment. Of course he would. Uses Wrath to fight the Shockworm. Enrages the Mind Warper. Bubbles the Wrath for no, just because it was there. Eureka again to gain 2 amber and to archive 2. Is this going to be where he gets on to check?
No.
I don't think he's got any more Logos cards that would give him the amber. Plays the Igor.
Does he hit his other helper?
Labwork's gone, hasn't it? I'm sure Labwork's gone. Labwork's not gone. He's got Labwork in there somewhere.
Is the Helberbach get him to 6? Is the last card? No.
No, that's on to 5. I would have
Eureka again.
put money on Labwork would have gone.
Well, the orbital bombardment is gone, so that's a plus. But it might be too late.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll see.
Purged a lot of cards. There's not that much to draw. I mean, you got a purge pile of 13. I mean, that's pretty fair. It's a pretty fair comment from KiiVii.
Yeah.
But Dammat goes with a Gorvenol, plays the Squire Alice to capture 2, and then Smite. Who's been smitten?
Igor. Maybe let me.
No, it'd be Archive.
Yeah, he'd archive the
Oh.
Igor.
Yeah.
Into the Mind Warper, Lamindra and Igor. Archive the Igor. No, he took the Archimedes. And captured 1, so that... He won't have gone back through quick enough yet for that bombardment, would he? No,
Bombardment's
it
gone.
got purged. Yeah,
Got
for sure,
purged.
that's been purged. Okay, so we're back to... I suppose where all 3 games have ended so far, with Whisperia having a lot of creatures out, with a lot of amber on those creatures.
But now they're safer because there's no there's only single target.
There's no C.
Just destroy them all.
Yeah.
Just destroy them
It's
all.
like single target though.
Currently
So,
in the discard.
yeah. Which, well, probably is not going to be long for long. It's definitely coming out crazy here.
Be interesting to advertise. Come watch the finals if you have 3 hours of time.
Yeah, it's been 3 hours 15 minutes, and only a half an hour of that was pregame. So.
I mean, I've certainly not felt like it's been that long. They've been 3 incredible games.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
this
I'm
is how
having
you
a
want to
blast.
finish.
Real
It's
good fun to watch.
funny the amount of time.
This is exactly how you want to end your season. So I'm happy. They're earning their keep.
13 purged cards.
And they're probably,
He's-
if you look at the deck and picked 13 cards, they're probably those 13 cards.
Still got that one Eureka there. And he's about to get to draw it back into his deck, too.
Yeah, the Eureka's are dangerous.
That one Eureka has been played so many times.
It has, but if it keeps getting, I mean, if all the amber keeps getting captured, I mean, what's that Eureka doing for him?
Gaining the man.
Mhm.
And then getting captured.
He could be in a bad spot. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm thinking that KiiVii's in trouble. Not in trouble, but it could get out of hand quite quickly here.
This next turn coming up for Dammat's huge.
Especially if Dammat manages to drop a Gluttony and a Pride. Oh dear.
Like if he comes back with an Infernus next turn, okay, there you go. The cards got recycled. So KiiVii is protecting his hand at this point. Like he's trying to keep cards in his hand and keep the
Gluttony's in the discard. Gluttony is not. Guys.
Yeah, he's not coming back. I didn't say he was, but
It'll come back eventually.
nah, the Infernus is the card. It was the card, but KiiVii's playing.
He does hit the fission on the diametric that time.
Yeah, because he does have to keep the board clear because he can't afford for KiiVii to be reaping.
I think
Well,
I think
can't
it's
afford
them.
him to just fight out the amber too.
Yeah.
I mean, discarding the standardized testing is a great piece of work at this point.
Nah, I should have played it. We could have gotten home.
Just imagine the panic. Could you imagine the panic if he did actually play it? What an anticlimax to a season.
Yeah, we're not rewinding that.
No. It's in the rules. In the rules, man. No way.
Logos. Eureka? For the 4th time?
No.
Oh,
Librarian into Squire Atlas. Needs to get himself
Smart.
on.
He's gonna make sure he doesn't play any creature.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, not getting to 6 then's a big swing. That's a could be a problem. I think this
I think
could be game.
I mean, there's a 3rd Infernus that's unaccounted for.
Yeah, I mean that's why I say could be game.
Could be.
If he has any creatures in his hand, he's probably going to discard them. That's
Discard
probably
them
what
all. Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, you don't want Gorvenol taking some more amber. I think
So I killed his librarian. This has been quite the series.
This is clever. This is a clever play. If he can, he's got. I'm assuming that the Infernus has got to be in archives. What cards has he got in archive? The archives has got his causal laws, it's causal loop and something.
I mean,
You'd put your Infernus in there, wouldn't you? Surely.
If you had it.
yeah.
KiiVii trying to think about the decision here. He's like, Do I give you a creature?
I mean, this is it. It's a game-winning. Yeah, spit it out, Woodwiss. A game-winning decision here. If he calls it that Infernus is still in his deck, what else is he? What other cards could be clutch at this point for taking
I
him
think
off
he's
deck?
deciding whether he wants to play a helper bot.
He definitely does not want to play a helper bot. If that's what he's thinking.
I'm just saying, look, that's my bet. He's deciding.
Oh,
There it is.
God. Oh my days!
He puts out the mother gun though with it, so that makes sense because he's going to draw into a bunch of Mars, which means he can peck something for damage.
Okay.
He's looking ahead because he wants to be able to shoot that squire and get the 2 amber from it.
He's looking ahead, but I mean, he could have had the game at that point. That's what I'm saying.
He's playing the conservative route though, like the I'm going to win route, like instead of the I'm going to gamble here and hope.
Well, it's not gamble. I mean, if you're playing numbers, if you're strictly playing numbers, you're looking at a draw pile of 11 with a discard of 8, which obviously there's nothing to discard, but a draw pile of 11 against 8 in hand and cards. There is a more than 50% chance it's still in draw.
But if he has the Infernus, it doesn't matter, and he's set up for the next turn better. If he doesn't have the Infernus, he still wins. Right? That's how I'm reading it.
No, he doesn't know because all he has to do is run the. If he doesn't have the Inverness, he don't win. He runs the Gorvenel into the helper bot.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Or run something into the helper bot to capture. Yes, okay, he's got the mother gun, which would make me say he's got a lot of Mars in his hand to be able to get rid of the Squire Alice potentially. But what I'm saying is what he's done there is quite a risk, where he could have played the odds and still maybe lost. I mean, this is also circumstantial, but
right. I don't see it as a risk, is what I'm saying. I think it's just a calculated. I'm going to win, not next turn, but maybe in 2 turns, 3 turns. But we'll see.
What do you reckon, Z? Z's quiet.
I think both ways is fine.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. We've been here for 3.5 hours. That is the first time I've nearly sworn at you. Get off the fence. Get off the fence. You're unbelievable.
I almost always choose a side. It's just when it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. None of that mattered.
Yeah.
None of this matters. It was a street with it's just entertainment. It was meant to be talking about the different sides of things. And just like, yeah, just whatever. None of it matters.
I think the results would not change. I don't know. Like, it's just moot.
You're moot.
You can get them off, Key.
Angry mob. Smite.
The best.
Bang of Gizzleheart.
Yep, we need the amber. Knotfield does not matter.
So this could have made him hold the Infernus play too if he had it. So I guess there's one side to that.
He might draw into his Infernus now.
Right.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh my days! Oh.
Wow, now he can draw into Bring Low. He can draw into his other Infernus.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you want to get off that fence?
Hey, Gluttony! Gluttony could.
I still think he wins this turn though by shooting down the Squire and getting value off of the board with the his Mars cards.
He probably does because there's no amber in discard, but
because he gets to destroy something with the destroy them all, right? He still has that.
Well, it depends if he draws into Bring Low.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That's true. But that wasn't even part of the original idea.
I mean, he's got a full draw now. He could draw into lot. Oh dear.
There's 2 cards.
So we're expecting Mars now, yeah. So Mars Mother Gun into a Squire Alice.
Yeah, there's 5 remaining Mars cards, and he's got
3 archives.
9 of the 12 available to him. So
Mm-hmm.
one of them is Invasion Portal, so there's a good chance he can get to 4 or 5 Mars cards.
He can kill, like, he can get 4 Amber on this swing with the Governor dying and the Squire dying. Because he can.
How would he cannot kill 2 things.
He can, because he has to destroy them all.
Oh, if that's in hand, yeah.
Talking about probabilities here, like, there's only 3 cards in the deck, so.
3 out of 12, though. His deck is small, remember?
Yeah, I know. I like the thought that there's a destroy them all there.
He's for sure got destroy them all. He's.
That's the only reason.
You wouldn't play. It's the only way he would have played that Cavalier.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Is by having to destroy them all and by having the Mother Gun and being able to get the Shockworm through his Invasion Portal. So yeah, he's going to take 2 creatures out.
The very next card was a Mars.
I mean, he's gonna kill all the Amber holders. Like, you could shoot them all for 2.
I mean, if he's got 6 cards in hand, he could take the Squire and he could take the Infernus down.
Other guy has 1 target.
Oh, is it really? Yeah, it's not an Orbital Bombardment. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's right. It's not. He doesn't have a Bombardment. He only has gun.
Wait, how much did Amber did Infernus have on it? 2?
So, 1.
1.
He only took 1. So 1, 2. He only had 4 cards. Why don't you take the Squire?
He's gonna kill the Lieutenant with the.
Wait, what?
Exterminate. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And destroy them all.
And destroy them all. Yeah.
For Governor.
There you go. Full faith in the Mars turn. Good game.
Good game.
Wow.
That was the.
So let's not call it until it actually happens, but we are.
Yeah, that was wild.
Looking down the barrel of the gun.
Jupiter,
you disgrace!
I was saying he's saying good game. I want to see him hit. I want to see him hit concede because like this has happened before, right?
Well, he's playing it through.
See, he's playing a turn.
Yeah, for sure. Let him play out.
Okay.
I mean, there's 6 weeks, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks worth of work come to this. So.
I'm just saying, like when they start saying good game, I'm not gonna. I don't want KiiVii to stop playing and do something or whatever. There we go.
He wants a rematch.
Hey guys, if he had reaped for 6 Amber that one turn, I'm just kidding. Great game.
KiiVii would not like a rematch.
So there you guys have it, man. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can get KiiVii to come and talk to us. So as the first ever winner.
Just going to put this out there, everyone. You remember during the qualifiers, the one person that I said had to be playing. It was KiiVii.
Yeah.
It was Vincent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I told you he had the chops to win it, and he's proved himself.
He didn't make it to like the last qualifier, right?
The last qualifier, he came 8th.
Yeah.
He came 9th twice, and then he win one. He came 9th twice and then won one. He's good, man. He's a good player. I mean, so super well deserved. I mean, Dammat as well was a great game. But I mean, there were 3 games that we've been sat here for 3 hours, and I definitely don't feel like we have done. So they've done the league proud with that final.
All right, so you guys can see here.
Well, before you bring him in, I gotta go. So great job, Vincent. I'm late for date night before I go get murdered by my wife.
Thank you.
Fantastic job. Super well played.
Yeah, he just joined in, so he heard you.
Thank you. Oh, what grindy games!
What an incredible set of 3 games, Vincent. They were unbelievable. It's almost a shame that somebody had to lose, but well done, man. You super deserved. So.
Thank you, man. Dammat played super well too. Like he also played very, very well. Did some very nice plays there. So yeah, someone had to lose, but he is a very good player too.
No, I agree, man. So yeah, I mean, absolute commiserations to Dammat for coming. I mean, commiserations. He's come second. It's a phenomenal position to be in. But I'll be the first to say congratulations to you, man. It's you deserve it. You deserve it, especially with the the digging you had to do to get through the qualifiers. I know you came.
Yeah,
Did
the
you come
grind.
ninth twice, or was it 9th and 10th?
I played one EU qualifier, got 4-2, two US qualifiers, got 4-2 in each of them, and then I wake up at like 2 or 3 a.m. to play the
Australian one, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the Australian triad qualifier.
Yeah, for sure, man. So it's well done. Yeah, I mean, you absolutely deserve it. I think one thing that we said on the stream is we've now got to think of a title that a winner from for the league can have. So, I mean, if you're more than welcome to come up with something. What you'd like us to call you? Nothing ridiculous like Overlord, KiiVii, or stupid.
I won't give myself a name, so that's your job.
That's our job.
But no, man. Yeah, from us, man. Thanks. I mean, I can't thank you enough for playing, and well done for winning the first one.
So overall, how did you feel about the league? Now that you're here at the end, you won it all. Was it fun? Like, tell us your highest moments and your lowest.
It was definitely fun. It was the I think it's currently the most competitive league / format / tournament that we have. So yeah, we're facing great players round after round after round. So I liked it a lot. I liked the group stages. I think I have to think about some critiques and maybe write it down and message you about it, because I can't come up with it right now.
Yeah. I think we need to say that to everybody. Anybody listening, anybody that's played in the first one, anybody that's been an outsider looking in that sees anything that we can change or do better. We're super. I know Jupiter says it a lot, but we're super open to criticism as long as it's constructive. Don't just call us out if you've got ideas to make things better. I mean, we're super on board. But my question to you is: are you gonna play in the next season?
You have to.
Well, I'm certainly pre-qualified.
You're certainly qualified, but we do say it's only an invitation. You don't feel obliged. But
the next one's Triad, right?
It is, yeah.
Okay, and do you already know when it starts?
Why don't we should give you all that information?
Ish. We've got plans. The likelihood is the league's going to be in February. We've got a lot of qualifiers and things to do before that. We've got some provisional dates, but we haven't released them yet. But yeah, the high likelihood of the league's going to be sort of February, March time.
Yeah, I will have a look, and it's some months to go till there.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So, but yeah, I'm.
You bring those Hamburgian Atlanteans with you and see how many more you guys we can get in this, because
there's actually one thing, like in the code league, they do, like, the group stages are not completely random. They kind of take a look that people from the same team don't get matched in the same group, and that's kind of nice, because we had like 3. I was the only one going to the US group because Jupiter asked me to. Mm-hmm. And then we had the all other 3 guys in the same group, and that was kind of like they played against each other all the time, and it was kind of like bad feelings. Maybe, but it's some kind of tournament manipulation too, so I'm not 100% sure, but maybe you could look into it.
We randomized everything based on the wheel, but next season will be a little bit easier, I think, to distribute bodies, because the details for next season that I'll give you that we've already put down is that it's going to be a 48-person league with 8 groups of 6. So there's going to be a lot more groups being spread out, like, as far as that goes. And then there's going to be basically the first seed makes the top 16. The second and third place seeds will then play for a play-in to the round of 16. It's going to be Triad. There is no SAS cap. There's going to be one deck that can have Heart of the Forest only. And each deck has to be from a different set. So borrowing is allowed and encouraged as long as you basically can do the proper verifications that we want for you guys. And that's what we got so far. I'm not going to give dates or anything, like I said, because like Carl said, we're still kind of making sure that we get everything in and make sure everybody gets qualified. As you know, we've already started some of the qualifiers with the events that we've been running, the ones that are basically helping form the pot for next season. But there are also going to still be a lot of free events for, as always, like we always said, there will always be a lot of free pre-qualifier events, at least like 3 or 4. We do 2 per Saturday, right? Like we do one in Carl's time and one in my time, so that way everybody has a fair chance to play at a reasonable hour, right? I know it's never always perfect, but we try our best. So hang in there with us. But all the feedback that you want to have, you can send to us you can send it to Gmail, KeyForgePremierLeague.com, or you can send it to the Crazy Killing Machine site. They have feedback posts there.
Yeah, for sure.
We're,
I think the one thing you missed out of the next is we have confirmed, I think, or we are confirming it is going to be a round robin. So it's going to be eight groups of 6, and it's going to be a round robin, so everybody plays everybody. Because the one thing that we struggled with was people dropping. We didn't really expect people to drop, so we didn't really have a plan for dropping, and we did the best that we could with it. But I think this season we need to acknowledge that. So if anybody drops, there'll be substitutes, people in place to actually play those games.
It'll come from our council. It'll be me, Carl, Z, or Muffins, or somebody that's active in our council. So that way the games will have integrity. Like, we'll play them the best we can with the cards that were supposed to be there. So.
But there's a lot of this still to be ironed out. So that's a bit of a preview. But realistically, we've still got quite a lot of conversation to be had. But we know that there's going to be a qualifier. The qualifiers are going to be sort of end of January and February, and then the league's going to be sort of February, March time.
Mm-hmm. So hopefully that's breaking news for you guys. And like I said, I'll do another newscast when we have all of it in full detail. But the big thing is that we're basically off for a while. We won't be doing anything until this next tournament that we got coming up, and it's a SAS adaptive.
January.
It's a SAS adaptive 9th of
Best
January.
of 1. Yeah, for sure.
9th January. So with the short adaptive format is what it's called, is you come in with your deck. You can bring whatever you want. We don't care, because your opponent's going to get to look at the list too, and then you guys are going to choose what deck you want to play. If you guys choose the same deck, then the owner bids 0, and you start bidding change, just like you saw at the end of this game. And you basically are going to play a game, and whoever wins and moves on. So if you want to bring your most broken decks, that's fine. If you want to bring a piece of trash and make your opponent have to play with it, that's fine too. There's a lot of strategies in short adaptive. It's a pretty clever format.
Sure. So for me, I've got to. I think that's it. It's 11:30 p.m. UK time. I think the last thing I want to say before I jump off, it's 12:30 p.m. In Vincent's time. So I want to finish my part of this call with just like congratulating KiiVii again congratulating everybody that's played, thanking everybody that's played. But we'd present you with your first KeyForge Premier League champion in KiiVii, in Vincent from Germany in the Hamburg Atlanteans. So well done again, man. And
thank you.
And I'm sure we'll speak outside of the stream soon.
Sure. Yeah, I will check out too. It's 0:30 here.
I'm gonna say congratulations again.
For sure.
We'll have you on at some point or another to talk about it if you want. That's always up to you. You can reach out to me. But good night, sweet dreams, and congratulations. You're the first winner of the KeyForge Premier League. So boom on that, and well played, sir.
Thank you again.
Well done, man.
See you guys.
And
thanks, everybody. Cheers, everyone.
And for everybody else that's out there, we're saying good night to you. We are going to basically call this a stream. It was a longer one than anticipated, right? But hopefully you guys had fun and you had a good time watching it. And the archives for this will be posted on the website, on the site. And you can also catch Fierza and Ugluk's game as well. They'll be on the YouTube site by tomorrow. So it is kind of late here for me. It's 6:30, nowhere near Carl and KiiVii's time. But I am going to have to get Harlan fed and get him a bath and stuff and ready for school tomorrow. So I don't know how much time I'll have to actually do anything, but tomorrow morning will be the first thing on my list of things to do. So thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for being wonderful and helping make this a total success. And I couldn't have asked for more, and I'm glad that everything is rolling, and we'll just see where it goes in the future. So with that said, I am going to say good night to you guys, and I am going to say keep forging.